should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. It's good to see y'all. I'm so upset. I contacted YouTube support about them daggum purple crowns in chat, and they were like, they're not for everybody. And I'm like, okay, so what do I got to do to get them? And they're like, well, it's experimental. And I'm like, yeah, but people are looking for them now. Like, you're making it look bad on creators that don't have them, you buttholes. But anyway. Thank you, Cindy from sunny South Florida, for gifting 5 memberships out the gate every day. You do that. That is so cool. I really appreciate that. You are so awesome and sweet and supportive. I didn't get to see who it went to because I was talking to YouTube support. So that's how that went. But thank you so much for gifting. If you guys were gifted from our lovely Cindy from sunny South Florida, please tell her thank you. Thank you, Cindy. You're so sweet. And I will grab the crazy train and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. It is so good to see y'all today, Heathen, Abellis, Hannah, Ava, Content, Abellis. There's like these purple crowns like that you wear on your head in chats. I don't know. Hannah, good to see you. Tom, Jenny Jen, Cara, Crackerjacks, good to see you. Bad Girl, good to see you. Hilsandra, Rubber Ramada, good to see you. Carolina, good to see you. Southern Cats, Tom again, good to see y'all. Michael Green Chili Chicken, good to see you. Kathleen, good to see you. Cindy, thank you again so much. I really appreciate that. Rhonda, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. You guys are amazing and so sweet and supportive. I love y'all so very much. Thank you so much for being here this here Monday. Okay, so I have a couple of things to share with y'all, but first I've got to show y'all this thing that Sandra made. I have to show you both of them actually. Hold on. Let me pull it up. If you guys haven't subscribed to her, please subscribe to her. Look, do you remember? Okay, first we're going to do Lori. Do you guys remember when Lori Daybell got removed from court the other day? We watched it. Watch this.
All 404B is in, or do we get a hearing on what 404B can come in? If I open the door, do I get a hearing? You stop trial and I get a hearing. You don't need to yell at me either. Yeah, you are, and you do not need to talk to me that way. I'm very curious. All 404B is in, or do we get a hearing on what 404B can come in? If I open the door, do I get a hearing? We stop
That's so
trial and I get a
funny.
hearing. You don't need to yell at me either. Yeah, you are, and you do not need to talk to me that way. I'm very curious.
So that was Lori, and then she made allegedly. So this is me. So I'm working on everything. Just wanted to let y'all know that I have been really busy working on everything.
Hold on just a minute.
Okay, Tinder. Am I the asshole? That's what it stands for. Am I the asshole? Okay. Wow.
Hold on just a minute. She's cracking the case with a southern drawl and a heart full of grace.
Hey, Birdie. So I'll let it play. I'm working on everything. Just wanted to let y'all know that I have been really busy working on everything.
Hold on just a minute.
Okay. Tinder. Am I the asshole? That's what it stands for. Am I the asshole? Okay. Wow.
Hold on just a minute. She's cracking the case with a southern drawl and a heart full of grace.
I thought they were so cute. Those little babies. They're so funny. I thought it was sweet. Oh, so if you guys haven't checked her out, definitely check her out. Let me drop her link. Maybe. I can't ever, like, I have to share it like by sharing the videos. I'm going to share her latest video from 5 days ago about the riots in LA. Good to see you, Content Angel. I don't know if I said hey to you. Yeah, that accent. I don't know. I don't notice it like y'all do. Okay, so first we're going to talk about Travis Decker real quick and then we'll get into the emails. I wanted to show you guys this. Abella sent me this stuff, these two things on Travis Decker. Okay, what's your request, Cindy? My love. Hi, bad girl. Aw, y'all are so sweet. Abellis sent me. Good morning, Miss Kimmy. This information on Travis Decker. Thank you so much, Abellis, for doing that. While I wait for your request, Cindy, I'm going to let you guys hear Travis Decker's voice. I thought this was interesting. Please do a short on the members only means they're too small. I can't see it and I don't know what they are. Okay. So I don't understand. Hey Max, are you asking? Hey Lorraine, good to see you. Are you asking me not to do shorts, like to make videos? I'm sorry. I didn't quite understand what you were saying. To make more shorts or to make more videos. Hey Chow, good to see you. Okay, so Abella sent me these and I'm going to play this. This is a very short, quick audio of Travis Decker. It is from the court hearing in September of 2024 when he was arguing for custody of the children and saying that they needed they needed to understand more worldly things, the icons. I can't see them. I don't know what icons. Hey, the minds behind true crime. I don't know what icons. Hio, do you understand what she's asking? Because I don't understand. I don't know. Sometimes you have to like draw me a map with like a legend and a whole freaking like globe and include like blocks and colors and pretty pictures because sometimes I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Okay.
All right, y'all. I've been sent
So this is going to be audio of Travis Decker.
new audio of Travis Decker. I wanted to make sure to share this so you can all get an idea of what his voice sounds like.
Okay, so the emojis I can't make them any bigger. You're talking about the member only emojis. Yeah, I can't make them bigger and I don't know what I could do about that. Cuz that's a YouTube thing. I'll see what I can do, Cindy. Jennison, hey Mel. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can make them any bigger. Hey AM, I will see what I can do though. I will try. Hit Control Plus. Try that maybe. Oh, bad girl. I'm sorry you've been dealing with a headache. I hope you feel better. Yeah, I'll have to see what I can do. Okay, Travis Decker's voice.
I turned it up so you could hear it better, so here it is.
Your Honor, I think it's important that these girls get the opportunity to be with their dad. I also think that it's important for them to understand a little bit about the world.
That audio was recorded from a custody hearing in September of last year. Now, during that hearing, Decker was fighting to keep custody of the girls on weekends.
Keep in mind that he didn't sign the custody agreement, I'm assuming because he didn't agree with it.
He also claimed he never did anything unsafe with them.
Make sure you're subscribed so I can keep you up to date on.
So I'm going to play it again. It's from the custody hearing, and he's saying that he needs the girls or whatnot, and that he didn't want visitation cut because he didn't do anything and they need to understand the ways of the world. I mean, again, displaying some kind of a mental thing at that point in time, even back then. And he didn't sign that custody agreement because he didn't agree with it, in my opinion. Kids in no way, shape, or form need to be learning the ways of the world at a young age like that. That's not, no. I've always been a big proponent of let them believe in Santa until there's no possible way for them not to believe in Santa anymore. Like the innocence factor. Let's keep the innocence factor as long as possible. The tooth fairy, the Easter bunny, the all the things. Like no innocent. Once that innocence gone, once that innocence is gone, it's not ever coming back. Once that belief in imaginary things. So I'm very much against what he's saying here. But I'll play it one more time so you know what he sounds like. Mel, I don't know if I said hey to you, but hey, love.
Here it is.
Your Honor, I think it's important that these girls get the opportunity to be with their dad. I also think that it's important for them to understand a little bit about the world.
That audio was recorded from a custody hearing in September of last year. Now, during that hearing, Decker was fighting to keep custody of the girls on weekends.
Keep in mind that he didn't sign the custody agreement, I'm assuming because he didn't agree with it.
He also claimed he never did anything unsafe with them.
Make sure you're subscribed so I can keep you up to date on this case and many more.
Do I have the letterboard? Carolina, I'm about to see it. I'm about to look. Because I was just like arguing with the YouTube people about that. I was like, people ask me about them and they're not in my chat, and that's not fair to the creators. Did they put it on there for me because I was being a biatch? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. No, they didn't. They're not there. They said, nope, not today, biatch. Members only live streamed and anti-democratic. Probably. I went to the doctor and they told me there's a ton of flu-like viruses going. Oh my goodness. I hope you feel better. Aw. That's awesome. Okay. So now I have this this thing here. Hold on, I gotta get it pulled up for y'all. It shows pictures of the campsite for Travis Decker, and then we'll get into the emails. I heard a lot in those emails as I was reading through them. I was like, that makes me think this, and that makes me feel like he's saying this, and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it and see if I'm just crazy and out of my head or if you guys agree. So this is a Daily Mail exclusive. It says the spine-chilling pictures of Forest homicide camp where Travis Decker brutally slaughtered his 3 little girls and what he left behind. It could not be more picturesque. A natural beach on the glacial Icicle Creek, backdrop by the towering pines and flowering shrubs of the Okinawan Wenatchee National Forest. Behind the beauty of this Washington State riverside clearing hides a dark reality. This is the isolated campground where Travis Decker allegedly committed homicide on his 3 daughters and where their bodies were discovered on June 2nd. So here's the pictures. I won't read the whole article. I'll probably put this out in a video later. Oh no, I hope your husband feels better. Lord, everybody getting sick. I hope y'all feel better. So there's the tent that he had put up with a little cooler. That's him. There's a shell casing. Daily Mail. Okay. Hold on. Let me read I'm going to go back and read what they say. The isolated campsite nestled in the tranquil backdrop of the Okinawa and Wenatchee Forest, where Travis Decker is believed to have committed homicide on his 3 young daughters, Peyton, 9, Evelyn, 8, and Olivia, 5. At the crime scene, an orange tent and blue cooler were left behind. Decker, 32, who has been homeless since last fall, has been on the run since May 30th after he took the girls for his routine visitation. After he didn't come back with them at the scheduled time, their mother and his ex-wife, Whitney Decker, contacted the police. The girls were found with their heads stuffed in plastic bags and zip tied down in what's described as a small embankment close to their father's abandoned white GMC truck on June 2nd. Both the bags and zip ties weren't at the scene when Daily Mail arrived. This is a fresh bullet casing close to the tent, which was photographed in exclusive photos and could give insight into why the Chelan County Sheriff's Department has insisted that Decker should be considered armed and dangerous. Oh, wow. So that tells us, I know, Bertie, it's so sad. I'm sorry, Cara. I'm sorry, Michael. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's sick. So, considering that that is a bullet casing, he is armed and dangerous. And that's interesting. Why, if he is armed, why did he choose suffocation instead of a firearm when he committed the homicides? Like a suffocate, it. Not trying to be graphic or anything. Obviously, he's out of his head regardless. But if we think about like war crimes and things like that, the suffocation with the zip ties seems much more like something that might have happened during wartime with war crimes and things. If he was trying to hurt his children or take his children out, why do the suffocation that's so personal and up close and so requiring him to be so involved in looking at them instead of just like, using a firearm execution style or something. I'm not trying to be graphic. I'm just wondering. Suffocation is intimate. Absolutely. So if he was just trying to take their lives, like, why not do it quick and fast with the firearm? You know what I mean? This is inside the weathered orange tent that was left behind by Decker when he went on the run. He also left behind his wallet and his truck, which had 2 bloodied handprints and personal items, including blankets, car seats, and food in the tailgate. The bottom of the tent is ripped. Like, usually that's one solid piece. That's interesting. Hey, Tom. Maybe he just, oh, that's a good point, Bertie. Maybe he just didn't want anyone to hear the gunshots. That's a good point. Probably, that makes sense. That makes sense. A log has been pulled up close to a recently used stone fire pit, complete with a small log pile. So there's the logs that he was burning to cook with and things like that. The blood, yeah, there was 2 bloody handprints on his tailgate. I've heard it was animal blood, and somebody said it was a male DNA. I'm not sure which one. This says since Decker was homeless, it's surprising that the campsite showed remnants of a lengthy stay, with discarded leaflets showing Memorial Day deals from local grocery stores, Albertsons, and Safeway strewn throughout the area. Well, that's there because he's probably using it to get the fire started in the fire pit. Duh. This is a makeshift lean-to out of tin and wood that's propped up against a large tree, presumably made by Decker, is located towards the back of the clearing. So what are we doing in the lean-to? Is it a makeshift shower there? Hey, Rebecca. Good to see you. It was both male DNA and non-human DNA. Thank you, Cindy. I thought so. Bad Girl said, I don't think he'll be taken alive. Hey, Lori. Lost all control with his wife, and this was the ultimate power move. I'm wondering. It is a beautiful place, Vero. The campsite was located about a half-mile past the National Forestry Service run Rock Island Campground. It's a beautiful place. The campsite also faced a stunning view showing a natural beach in front of the fire pit on the glacial Icicle Creek, backdropped by the towering pines and flowering shrubs. That is pretty. Mm, that's really sad. Hey, Crystal Burns. I wonder if it was to mess with the mom. I hate to imagine it, but if I was in this situation, it would be 100 times harder knowing one of the kids watched the sister pass. So sad. It is really sad, and I'm questioning whether it was to mess with the mom and get back. Annie Elise is here. Uh-uh. Abellis is here. She's in and out. I'm wondering if his wife is being protected. Maybe. I would think so. Yeah, so it's such a beautiful background, but I do wonder. Okay, so we heard that he had narcissistic personality type. He's got borderline personality disorder. He has recently been divorced from his wife, who is getting wanting child support. He was also recently in two car accidents, causing him to have tickets to pay those fines. He probably didn't have insurance on the vehicle. Like, I really do think it was more, like I said, of a familicide. The stress and pressure of losing everything and then being so behind as far as finances to the point that he was homeless. I think it really just all added up and blew up. And I think maybe he took the kids out to try to get back at the mom for child support or whatever. But again, I mean, I've looked at that avenue, but he was so involved in their extracurricular activities and things like that. I really think he broke, but I don't know. This one says the former army soldier is now hiding out in the Wenatchee Mountains, a rugged stretch of peaks that stretch for 50 miles across central Washington state and runs north to the Canada border. On Monday, authorities believed they had a breakthrough when they confirmed the sighting of a suspicious man on the trail, but by Wednesday, Sheriff Mike Morrison said they had yet to apprehend the fugitive, despite finding clues that could match Decker's presence, like footprints. And that was all of it. Such a sad, sad thing. Mm. My goodness. Familicide would include the mom too. Yeah, I'm thinking that he did everyone but the mom. Maybe was on the way to do the mom. I don't know. He did not have insurance. Yeah, we went through it the other day. There was a significant decline in his mental health and his capacity to care for himself, in my opinion. He could have been assessed prior to having the girls in his care. The signs were there. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I'll show you guys the definition of familicide real quick. We were talking about it the very first day I talked about Decker. Um, hold on. Let me pull it up. Okay, familicide is defined as a type of homicide or homicide self-homicide in which an individual commits homicide on multiple close family members, often including children, spouses, siblings, or parents. In many cases, the perpetrator may also take their own life after committing these acts. Familicide is most commonly associated with the parent, typically the father, who unalives his wife and children before unaliving himself. And a lot of times, we were talking about family annihilation. It has to do with stress over recent changes, lots of arguments, finances, all of those things. We first heard about it during the crash of 2008. That's when I remember first hearing about it. Um, when dads were just, losing their jobs or whatever, and they would come home and take the whole family out. Infanticide? All right, let's look that up. Infanticide is the crime of committing homicide on a child within a year of its birth in some legal jurisdictions, specifically by the mother. Is the intentional killing of infants or offsprings. Infanticide was widespread practice throughout human history that was mainly used to dispose of unwanted children. Its main purpose being the prevention of resources being spent on weak or disabled offspring. Unwanted infants were usually abandoned to die of exposure, but in some societies they were deliberately killed. I don't know. I think if I had to choose between the two, I mean, it is the intentional killing of your offspring that fits the definition, but I think it falls more with familicide to me, even though he didn't unalive the mother, and evidently he's not deceased yet either, because that is the one that talks about the stress from finances and, you know, all of the household stress from the house and the wife and the divorce and the kids and the money and not having a job and being homeless and all of that. That's why I lean more towards familicide. Familicide. I'm probably saying it wrong. An hour old article. All right, hold on. I'll try to check it real quick before we get in the emails. Hold on. Let me see. Oh no, I think that one. Yeah, I think that's the one where that we just looked at, showing the pictures of the campsite of Ellis. Hey, Blue Sapphire, a mother raising her 3 girls without child support, and she's the one punished for the person's failures. Nothing new. I mean, I don't disagree. And it sucks. It really does. I mean, I'll never understand why people do those things. Hey, Blue Jay. Okay, so Abellis, I think the article you sent me that was from today, about an hour ago, is the one I shared with the pictures, and I do appreciate you sending that. Hey, y'all. Okay, I was about to say, where's my chapters? Thank you for that, Abellis. I appreciate that. You think it's familicide now too? Yeah. There are ways to hide footprints in the wild, and they said that there was hints there, like footprints. So I'm wondering if he's getting weak and tired, and the elements are getting to him since he's not even hiding his footprints. Hey, Edith. Malignant narcissist always blames someone else for their shortcomings. Absolutely. I agree. Birdie said he loves himself too much to take his own life. I think if I had to guess, I'd say it's possible. Got to look for buzzards. All right, so these are the emails. I'm just going to let the video play through me reading the emails, and then we're going to talk about what you think they mean, what you catch in them, anything you guys catch onto, let me know, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about them and what I'm hearing and catching on to as we go through them. I thought it would be interesting to get what you guys' thoughts, opinions, and speculations on these emails and what they mean. Because I heard a couple of things that made me say, I bet I know what that means. So, wondering if y'all have too. All right, so here we go with the emails. Now we start with the first email. These emails are through July 2nd of 2024 and August 2nd of 2024. You think so, Tom? All right, so this email was from Stephen Stearns to his dad, Chris Stearns, and it was on July 3rd of 2024 at 3:37 p.m. He says, hey, yeah, the sheriff said that Travis has got to be basically perfect every single day in order not to get caught. And he can't do that. It's impossible to not make one mistake at all whatsoever. So he's going to get caught eventually. It's like when children get caught in the crossfire in a domestic violence situation. No consideration for the children. I agree. Decker won't off himself. He's too much of a coward, in my honest opinion. He's going to have Elise do it for him. It's a possibility. Very much. Very much a possibility. I just got the tablet and we'll have until 4:45
Hey,
p.m.
Roxanne.
I received some books today. The Lost World, Ready Player One, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the Origami book. Thank you very much for sending those, and please include Jurassic Park among the next batch you send. I was reading with lots of passion and energy that there day. Hey Roxanne, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. You still don't think he took his life? I don't know if he has yet, but I think he might be going to. Hey Kalisa, good to see you. Since it comes before The Lost World, and I would like to read them in order. I received my commissary order yesterday. I had edited it to reduce the amount of coffees and get a bag of root beer barrels with it. I saw that you hadn't been able to add any more funds, so I kept it small. The account is likely around negative $3 today. I am currently rereading The Hobbit for a proper lead up to The Lord of the Rings, and I can't wait to get the Similarian as well. It takes place before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I didn't catch that edit. I apologize that I repeated myself. How are things at the Poodle Palace? How are the puppies? How are you and Mom doing? Anything new or exciting? Things are basically the same here. 4 walls and a metal rack. I've been busy making different origami patterns from the Easy book, and I look forward to breaking into this new book, which has some very interesting designs. This is in response to the email titled Books Delivered from Chris Stearns to Stephen Stearns, and it was sent July 3rd, 2024 at 5:42 p.m. He says, well, crap. Sorry about adding funds. Added 50. Also, I was out at appointment, so I guess I missed your window. Puppies are fine. They are sort of walking, noisier, and eyes are beginning to open. It won't be too long where they will be able to assemble a choir and the singing begins. Joy. I think that told me that although they might like the puppies and think they're cute when they're little, I don't think Chris Stearns is really that much into it. But evidently they train them, as we'll learn later in the emails, to be like service dogs, like PTSD dogs, or help with heart issues and things like that, which I found really interesting. And evidently they make a lot of money off of it because they talk about making it to August or September when they're going to sell the puppies. So, like, and then they'll be financially stable. So I'm like, how much are you selling them puppies for? And how often do you breed them dogs? Like that, I don't know. I don't get down with that stuff personally. Hey, indie girl. There's a part he was bullied. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, and he deserves it. Kathleen said he is stupid. His parents tell him they can't afford it and goes right over his head or through his ears. He knows they can't afford it. He just don't give a shit. I don't know how many books he's allowed, and that's a good question. Somebody asked me that in the comments. I'm not sure. Root beer barrels because prison prohibits ordering bubble. Y'all are funny. Hey, oh, look a squirrel. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. Yeah, Travis did. Yep. Yeah, Blue, Pandora. I'm sorry. Good to see you, Pandora. That's what they do. She trains them dogs to where like they can smell that kind of stuff. I don't know how they do that. I think that's really cool. Right, bad girl? Been busy acclimating to the new company. Everything remains the same except displaying a different banner. The CRM is the same, but back-end systems are totally different. There are no brick and mortar buildings. It is all virtual, which is cool. Mom helped me design my avatar. The virtual world is deep in resources, expert care, and everything in between. They also use Workplace, which is Facebook for businesses. Lots of groups with tons of camaraderie among the ranks. Everyone is so helpful. While things are slow, I am using the time to immerse myself in the CRM platform since it is where 100% of the marketing is initiated, managed, and maintained. Everything is handled through the system, most of it automated. You live in the system throughout the day, beginning first thing in the AM and before you go to bed. I have several marketing campaigns scheduled to start next week and want to be prepared to manage leads effectively. Now, I thought that he had retired, so I'm wondering if he's going back to work now just specifically to try to support Stefan, or because he's realized that Stefan's going to be in prison for the rest of his life. Because I thought I heard he retired somewhere, but I don't remember. I could be wrong about that. I'll be using ISAs, inside sales associates, to manage inbound leads. They call the lead, then they transfer the warm, qualified lead off to me live. With the volume of leads that are projected and me out in the field, I won't have time to manage inbound leads that require immediate phone contact within minutes when received. This will be a first for me to turn this part of the process over. I have to trust the process. I informed Mom about Jurassic Park. Mark sent me a photo of his son who was in the hospital recovering from surgery due to a work accident. He works construction, carpentry, trim work, and was on a scaffold that collapsed, falling 18 feet, landing on his feet and crushing both ankles. He will be laid up for about 12 weeks, then therapy afterwards. Needless to say, he is in a lot of pain. Love and hugs. Catch up soon. Now, we never hear anything else about that guy that falls on the scaffold. Like Stephen Stearns doesn't know anything about work. Like he's not concerned or worried about that guy's well-being at all, because he don't know nothing about work. He ain't never had to work. He don't understand things like that, in my opinion. Um, and I might remember what else I was going to say in just a minute. This is from Stephen Stearns to Chris Stearns, his dad, on July 8th, 2024 at 7:12 p.m. He said, okay, yeah, I remember what I was going to say. And no, they don't talk about the other brother very often. It's just the one time where they reference that he ran away. I was going to tell you guys that okay, so in jail, it's always the same thing every single day. The only thing you have to look forward to is getting commissary or getting food and rec time. And he can't go outside during rec time because people will beat him up or threaten him or whatever. So he talks about commissary, the books that he gets, and things like that all the time, because that's all there is for him. That's what his life is surrounded by now. When you get your trays to eat, when you get your snacks from commissary, and when he gets books from Amazon. That's all. That's his whole entire world. Says, "Hey, just got the tablet back. It's only at half battery, so it'll die sooner, I'm sure. I received the Howling Trilogy today. That will be interesting. And I'm near the end of the first book of The Lord of the Rings. Congo is still MIA, and I got notice a few days ago of a package that was returned to sender because it apparently contains a cell phone holder of some kind. I wonder if Congo might have also been in that package too. I also got notification from the DBPR saying that I'm essentially going to lose my license for, quote, dishonest dealing, unquote, having to do with the charges against me. I guess they don't care to differentiate between charges and convictions. As of now, the license is on involuntary suspension, I think. I don't remember the letter too well. I met with another attorney today. I guess I will be meeting more as time goes on. But we talked a bit, and I left feeling a bit more hopeful. So that's something. And I can only pray that my hope is well placed. Hang in there for me. We might get through this still. Um, hey, Jindy, good to see you. They do, okay, so they have this cart usually in county jails that comes around if you can get it. It's like once a month. There's a little cart that'll come around, and it'll have one or two books on it that absolutely nobody wants to read. So, if you want a book that you're actually interested in, that you would have joy reading, so, like a subject that interests you, like sci-fi for him or whatever, you have to get people to buy it and send it to you. Um, I I would get the coloring books, the adult coloring books, and then I could trade the pictures to color for other commissary. I could color pictures if I wanted to. just something to do, like the card games and the origami and things like that. It gives you something to do. And then whatever books you want to read, you want to read a book that you're actually interested in. And there's none of those there. The books there suck. His books should be limited, and they're too much of an escape for him. I want to hear he's actually finding his prison stay unpleasant. Yeah, he deserves it because I feel like Madeline couldn't even escape at school. She was so tired, and she would talk to her counselor occasionally and try, and that gave her a little bit of relief from it, but she could never tell what was going on at home, and it's just really sad. It wouldn't surprise me to learn that he did. One single word, denial. Denial. Miss Stern sounds like she's in denial of her baby boy. They believe he's getting out because it's TBI. That's not going to happen. No, it's not. No, it's not. Tony, is it your birthday? Is Tony here? Oh, your daughter's birthday. Well, tell your daughter that we said happy birthday. That is so awesome. I hope your daughter has a great birthday, Tony. Yay. Happy birthday. None of the inmates got their commissary deliveries this past Friday. I'm not even sure if the orders were charged or not, since I haven't had a chance to check. I ordered a buttload of coffees and a couple packs of root beer candy, so I'm hoping it gets delivered tomorrow instead. I may have to make another order if not, so fingers crossed that it was on delay. I was offered rec time today, meaning time outside in the yard, but I had been up all night and was too tired to go. So hopefully they ask again soon so I can finally feel the sun and wind on my skin and breathe fresher air for the first time in over 4 months. That's exciting news about the new company. I'm glad to hear things are picking up for you. You must be knee deep in noisy, happy puppies by now, and I am wishing that I was there. I love you both. Hugs and kisses. Right back soon. This one is from July 8th at 7:27 p.m. It is from Chris to Stefan. Yo, Stefan, good to hear from you. Why are there such long breaks? Why is his dad going, yo, Stefan? Like, what are you even doing using words like yo, what's up, Stefan? Yo, what's up, dog? What's up, killer? Like, what? Stop, sir. Take 15 seats. Back up. Sit down. Shut your mouth. Breaks between hearing from you. I'll report to mom your deliveries in Chase Down, Congo. Do you get mail? How did you learn about DBPR? Have the attorneys given you the POA to sign? Puppies are 3 weeks old, up and walk, and have mock battles with lots of gurs. LOL. Are you able to have visitors yet? Any news about the trial? The pre-trial meeting is Wednesday. What are you hearing? Loves and hugs and kisses from us both. This email is from Stefan to Chris, July 8th, 2024 at 8:14 p.m. He says, "Hey, yes, I can get mail. That's how I learned of the DBPR. Pre-trial is still Wednesday, but I won't go to it myself, just my attorneys. Presumably I can have visitors. I no longer have any restrictions that I'm aware of, just on protective custody. I think visits may be done through a video screen, though. I don't know if they do face to face, but I can find out. Sorry for the gaps in communication. Basically, I am at the mercy of the availability of devices and the whims of the guards. Some are more willing to accommodate or do any extra work than others, and it doesn't do well to nag or pester them over it. I wish I could hear the gurs and little barks. That would make my day. How are you and Mom holding up?" I'm going to start a poll here in a minute. Like, I really don't think that Stefan gives a crap about them puppies or them dogs. Honestly, I don't think it would be humanly possible for him to care less about that. Um, I think that he just does it to try to make it because he knows it, like, his mother's really into it and it makes his mother happy to talk about the dogs. So I think he just talks about the dogs so he can keep them happy and keep the funds rolling in. Hey, Rosie, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, wrong one. This is from Chris to Stefan on July 8th, 2024 at 8:31 p.m. And it reads, "From Mom, just missed the last message I sent. Well, that answers the question of where my cell phone stand went because I didn't get it. Good old Amazon wanting to box stuff together. Apparently, they didn't get that the address on the holder was different. It said Congo was shipped, so I'm guessing this is what happened. I will resend it. I hope this new attorney is a little more willing to listen and help. We do stand with you as our son. That won't change, regardless. We still haven't heard anything about the POA or anything. They didn't say if they finally got the information from Sarasota Memorial. Stuff is very one way with them. If it is for them, it is urgent. But if it's something for us, meh. Money is tight, but we are still muddling through, borrowing where we can until September. Now that's important because they talk about how much they have to borrow to get through until September, and he's always talking about, the commissary and the things he needs and the meals. They had those meals when I was in county, and them things are like, I mean, back then they were like $20-$30 for one like takeout meal a week. And I don't know, I never got them. I would buy commissary, but regardless, they were $20 or $30 in like 2011, 2010, that time period. It's just insane. Yeah, Jen Soto's got a lot more culpability in this. That's one thing I'm going to talk about in these emails that I picked up on. In my opinion. Hopefully things will turn the corner by then and the puppies will have been picked up and paid for. So fingers crossed for all good things for us all. Your dad can't seem to stop losing weight. He is smaller than he was when he was in high school. I have 25 pounds to get to Wonderland. I've lost 55 pounds and all numbers health-wise are fabulous. I'm cutting back on insulin. I look forward to the day I don't need it anymore. As Michael Green Chili Chicken said, Stephen Stern cares only about himself. If seeing the puppies in some way serves him, then yes, but otherwise no. Right? Like if he could get out of jail to go see the puppies, yeah, he would want to see the puppies. But otherwise, no. Absolutely not, in my opinion. Hey, CC True Crime. I have a hard time with his parents insulting the public and constantly trying to blame Jim for the death. I don't believe Jen knew or even thought he'd take her life, but Deborah and Chris. So, you don't think? Okay, so you don't think that Jen knew about the abuse? Is what is my question. A lot of people don't actually. They think that she was highly medicated and trusted him and didn't know about it. I think that she did because of the Woody Allen comment and things like that. And towards the end, where he talks about a time frame of when he was feeling better mentally, I have something. I've got a theory on that that involves Jen. CC True Crime said, constantly put it on Jen. She's not innocent of the other stuff, but I don't believe she had a clue about the death. Now, the homicide, yeah, I don't think she knew necessarily. I think she might have known after it happened, but that's an iffy situation for me. I don't think that she committed the homicide. I don't think that she was involved unless she was involved in the cover up. I agree with that. A lot of people don't think that she knew. Kathleen thinks she knew about everything. I don't think she had an idea of the abuse, just not. I do think she had an idea of the abuse, just not the death. Yeah, I think I agree with you. What did you say? Me either. Blue says, Deborah enables her dogs like she does Stefan. During her earlier interviews, the dogs never shut up, and she often yelled, shut up. Good point. She did. She did yell shut up at him, and then she talks about unwrapping their packages and weird shit. Weird shit. Oh, she was in the cover up, in my opinion. The rest I'm not sure. Interesting. I still, in my opinion, think Jen did the unaliving. You do? Yes. Hopefully we can get justice for Maddie. It's the people who know, because I don't know if they let us send pictures of the puppies. Ask and see. They are adorable. Mock fighting today and walking like drunk sailors. But by next week, they will be running and eating something other than mama's milk. Then, the next week, the big reveal. The first bath and shave. It always feels like Christmas, and I am unwrapping gorgeous packages. Not like it is porn or anything. Just, what? Like you're giving them a shave and you're finding out the gender and you're like why would you describe that as unwrapping gorgeous packages? Again, I mean it shows me that she's off and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Why are we talking about finding out the genders of puppies and describing it as unwrapping gorgeous packages? Like what? Why? What the hell is wrong with you? I'm sorry. That's just absolutely unacceptable, in my opinion. Rosie said, my thoughts always have been that Jennifer Soto walked in on Stephen Stearns and Maddie, and Jennifer strangled Maddie. It's a possibility. Oh, I'm way behind. Hold on. Let me get the big ones. A lot of people get angry that I don't think she was involved in the death. I just don't like how his parents try to run the narrative that he didn't unalive her. He did it. Oh, yeah. And you're good over here. We're very open to everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations. I think his parents are too enabling. They enable the crap out of him. He's absolutely involved in it. And more so than he lets on. And he even tries to tell them like, well, she's suffering too and it's not a big conspiracy theory and it's not what you think. Like he does try to take more accountability than they even want him to take. If you listen to the phone calls and things. Hey, Orange Rose. Me too. I'm on an island alone. Not anymore. You are there with me. Aw. I'm glad y'all found each other. Arrest Jen Soto. Yep. He said Stefan that he snapped. So it's like a confession. Yeah, I think so. Saying that he snapped or whatever. But I honestly think his defense is going to be that Maddie did it to herself. I think he's going to say that he left the room, like he says in the call, and that he came back and Maddie was blue. But how did Maddie do it to herself? Yeah, I don't, but would he cover for her if she did do it? I don't know. I don't think so. Right. In my opinion, Stearns can't accept the deplorable thing he is, so it works for them to blame Jen. That's a good point. It's easier for them to blame Jen. Yeah. Yeah, it's easier for them to blame Jen than blame their own son. I think both should be in jail, Jen at least for a decade and Stephen Stearns forever. Yeah, I agree. She needs to take accountability and pay for the abuse that she knew about, in my opinion. If we can prove that she knew about it, Stephen Stearns needs to be under the jail. Puppies. We'll be starting the puppy culture startle reflex training with them tomorrow. And all the good stuff. LOL. Big hug and kiss. Be strong. Don't
Right.
worry about BBPR. You never wanted to be with them anyway, so no big deal. Can you swap books with the other inmates temporarily to get some diversity in reading? Probably not. I don't think they like you guys fraternizing much. Exercise, use deep breathing techniques, center yourself. This is a longer road than we thought it would be. Know I pray for you every night and think of you every day several times. It is so surreal that you are not here. You have mail forwarded to you at jail. Why not send it to the house? Any indication of the trail being pushed off? How's your commissary balance? Let me know about visitation. Physical visitations. I may try to pop over. From Mom again. How did DBPR know where you are? Wow, they can make the CIA and FBI look weak. LOL. I have a great video of them mock fighting. Took it this morning. I think there is a fee for video or maybe even pictures. Check for us. If it is allowed, we will send right away. I got Congo sent out and I think Moby Dick. Could be Jaws. In any case, Congo is on its third try to get to you. Maybe it will be the charm. Lynn, Kimmy D423, thank you for being here. Hey, all late because I was at the all kinds of dollar store. Ain't a buck anymore. No, it ain't, but that's cool. I like dollar stores. I wonder if his parents actually believe he molested Maddie despite the videos on the phone. I think they do because they say that there's things that happen that you did that we can't justify and that, you're kind of fucked on. I think his dad says specifically the one charge you're kind of effed on, but the homicide one is the one, something to that effect. Someone in the jail calls like The murder trial, you might get out of, but the other charge you're basically screwed on because yeah, there's so many videos and things like that, and they say that he is their son, but they'll never understand why he did some of the things he did. So I think they've accepted that he was molesting Maddie and abusing her in that way, but they don't think he committed the homicide. Could it be the mom was inappropriate with Stearns? People have said that too. Some of the times, the way they talk and some of the things she says, like the puppy packages, is inappropriate. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they were inappropriate. Well, we have heard from the friend Chase that said that they would all the time be like hugging each other and things like that. If I had to guess, I would say maybe not like physically inappropriate, but she like babied him and adored him and put him on so much of a pedestal, and didn't make him have any accountability. I think that is where she messed up, in my opinion. I also believe the parents are delusional. They think he is protecting Jen. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, he wouldn't protect anyone but himself. They are delusional. I agree with that. Puppy corn, yeah. They're fooling themselves if they think he's going to get off the murder charge. No doubt. No doubt. And John and Kazi are coming to visit soon for a long weekend to see the pups. Then Gina and her hubby to be will come and visit their pup, Bo, the only white boy. I just got my notary again because they have asked me to marry them. Only my second wedding. Getting this back to you now. Love you. This email is on July 8th, 2024 at 9:30 p.m. It is from Stefan to Chris. It says, "Hey, I can receive photos as long as they are no larger than 4 by 6. I will try to find out more about how visits work. If my last order from commissary was charged, aside from not being delivered, then I should be quite low in balance now. So add whatever you can, and I will see tomorrow if my missing order will be delivered. I went heavy on the coffee because I was tired of running out so quickly. Only ordered 2 packs of root beer candy and sunk the rest into 40 plus coffees, but I still need some saltines and whatnot for those time when my stomach growls at night." So that's another important thing, Blue Sapphire, that you picked up on. You said you're speculating, but Stephen Stern's dad told him to script calls after they went public. Suddenly, it's talk of God and alluding to the accident. Yes, they absolutely did. And then in the one emails where they do talk about the homicide and everything, they start talking directly to the state attorney's office. They're very careful and they know that these messages are going to be put out in the public. So they say things, they start talking about everything else in the world but that, or things that they want out there, like, why haven't you arrested Jen Soto, Mr. State Attorney, and things like that. When I watched her interview, she seemed to know about the abuse, but somehow I think she did get shocked about the years and years of it. Probably thought it was kind of recent, in my opinion. We're going to talk about that. Yep. When we get towards the end of the emails video, there's something really big I want to talk to y'all about in them. I float back and forth between what Jen knew and didn't know. I think she knew what was happening but was too scared to care. And then I think she was involved in the cover up of the unaliving. I think it's very possible. I go back and forth too sometimes. I think Stephen Stern's brother was SA'd. His parents never did anything about it, and then his brother SA'd Stephen or caught one of the parents cheating and enlisted to walk away from the drama. It's a possible speculation. I thought that too. When they talk about the brother in these emails, I was questioning what happened and could some kind of abuse in that manner have happened as well. I questioned that myself, which is every night. I hope my last order went through, but if not, then I will take whatever money is left and whatever you add to it, and I will try to spread it around as evenly as I can. He, again, no care for his parents' finances, just, trying to get everything he can and have his 48 packs of coffee. to meet my needs and still go as heavy as I can on the coffee. The coffee keeps me happiest and is comforting in a way, so I like to get large supplies of it when I can and try to limit myself to 2 per day, though some days I indulge a bit more, especially when I feel particularly low in spirit. But I still need things to munch on between meals too, so it's always a balancing act. The coffees are 85 cents each, and I try to get them in multiples of 5 and 10 when possible. The last order that went undelivered should have contained 48 coffees because I got the 2 candies and then put the coffee quantity to the maximum that budget would allow. I really hope it shows up tomorrow, or I will have to make a new order and the daily fee will have chipped away at the balance quite a bit. So again, kind of passively asking them to put more money on it. I didn't hear that the dogs are getting married, but I didn't understand some of it. Is that what they said? That the dogs are getting married? Bad Girl said, where is it? Where is it? Emotional incest is what it's called when a mother or a father treats their child like a lover. I think that there could have been some things going on like that. Absolutely. I think Jen was busy pursuing her own high meds, disability, and excuses in life to care about Maddie for more than anything other than a paycheck. Yeah, I could see it. It's a possibility. So please do add more if possible. Yeah, the DBPR is a state agency, so I guess they have the inside scoop on this stuff. No word on the POA, but you are correct in your assessment that anything from my attorneys is quite urgent. You have to remember that these people are tasked with keeping me alive and, if at all possible, restoring my freedom. So it is best to treat it with that sort of importance. And besides, they are defense attorneys and not civil attorneys. So they don't do anything that falls outside of their scope. And I'm not the only case they have. They deal with a huge caseload and are always busy. They do have my interests in mind, but those duties and interests begin and end inside the courtroom defending me. And that's just the way it is. So try not to get too put out by it. I have a large team working on my case, and they are among the best and fiercest that the public defender's office has to offer. And you don't get that level in the PD unless you are good at what you do, enjoy it, and have vast experience with it. So here he's kind of trying to explain to his parents how good his attorneys are and telling them not to worry and calm down. It's like he's taking the lead in that aspect of it. It's weird to me. It's like, did he explain things a lot like that to his parents? I know he was there to help take care of them, and it's like they provide him money and then he provides them with the advice or the know-how or the knowledge or something to that effect. It's a weird relationship to me. And I question if this is, at the point that they know everything's being put out. So he wants this to be put out about his attorneys because he feels like if his attorneys read or hear this, then they'll do a better job of defending him. Especially with a case this big. They don't just give it to some greenhorn fresh from passing the bar like they would with a smaller case. Keep working with the social workers. Yep. They are more or less your go-between or interface with the attorneys, and try to be patient. This truly is a longer road than we imagined, and we may only be coming close to a quarter of the way through it. So hang in there, both of you. If, by the grace of God, I do find my way out of this mess, I want you both to be in good health so I can see you and sit down to a long overdue family meal together. Tell Dad not to lose too much weight or he will slip through a crack in the floor and be lost forever. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I forgot to laugh. And I want you both to be around still for some years to come. So do your best. I look forward to hearing back soon. Hugs and kisses. Love you both. XOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOXOXO. I was so annoyed. All right. This is from Stephen to Chris. Oh, and to answer the trial question, yes, it is being pushed off as much as it can be. Abellis, thank you so much for sharing your 8-month milestone. Oh my gosh. You and Jenny Jen both had 8-month milestones. I was like, wow, I didn't even know I'd been monetized that long. Thank you. Abellis says, best channel in the multiverse. Love you, AS and chat. Love you too. I love our chat too. Y'all all make it awesome. I really appreciate y'all being so accepting and respectful of everybody's thoughts, opinions, and speculations. We really do have the best channel on YouTube. Not trying to brag, but kind of trying to brag. They are trying to decide which should go first. There was a tentative estimate of 2026 for whichever went second, if I recall. Hang in there for me, please. We will figure this out as we go along further. I love you both. Chow, thank you for being a member for a month. You're so amazing. Thank you for that. Let me get real close to my screen so I can see what you sent. It's a baby bottle. Yeah, Stefan needs that. He needs that titty milk. That mama's titty milk. I think they believe he is going to get out. I think they believe that I think they truly believe with every fiber of their being that Jen did this and that he's going to get out. Yeah, she is, isn't she, Heathen? It's good to see you, Heathen. Abellis is always so sweet and generous and amazing. Aw. Well, thank you, Michael. Y'all should brag. Y'all make it great. We do, don't we? How? How do they believe that Jen's gonna be the one that did it or gonna be in trouble for it? I don't know. I think she said in the beginning that she thought that Jen did it and Jen walked in and caught them and snapped and basically strangled Maddie and that he's taking the fall for it because he had been sexually abusing her. I don't know. Hey JDR, he is a pedophile, a PDF file. He is delusional. Who even are you? Who even are you? What's your end goal? What's your end goal, Abellis? This is from Chris to Stefan. July 8th, 2024 at 9:45 p.m. It says, from Mom. Are we talking regular mail picture or on the tablet? We want to try our best to be here for you as long as God allows. Sent $50. 2026. Okay, I'm trying not to lose any more weight. Last weigh-in was 167, 2 pounds from losing 70 pounds. I wanted 175. I keep trying to put a couple pounds back on, but I don't have much of an appetite. It's an interesting battle. Let me know about the visits. I'll try to get in to see you. So he's got several attorneys on his case, Lorraine. One of them, Lord have mercy. I just put all my papers in my filing cabinet. Melissa Vickers. I'll look up Melissa Vickers, but there's several attorneys on his team, like a whole group of them. And they're the public defender's office. I'll look it up. Chow, thank you so much for gifting 5 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And I really appreciate that. Those went to Ren C.O. Reese, 76, Rebellis Rose, Diane Cat, Gertie, and Robin St. Thomas. If you were gifted from Chow and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Chow thank you. Thank you, Chow. And I'll grab the crazy train and pick y'all up on the way to Speculation Station. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Thank you so much, Chow. That was so sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate it. Yay! Thank you for saying thank you. I love y'all. Y'all make it great. Y'all make the channel great. Would Stefan's parents rather have him out of prison or keep him locked up in exchange for root beer barrels? That's a good question. That's something you'd have to ask them because at least there they don't have to deal with them on a daily basis. But I don't think any parent would want their child in jail, honestly, especially with such heinous charges and looking at the death penalty. This is from Stefan to Chris on July 12, 2024 at 8:19 p.m. Hey, Congo arrived and Jurassic Park arrived. Also, do either of you know a Lisa Houston from Lark Hall, Ontario? I received a contact connection request from this person, and that's like the day I started my channel. Like, I started in August. So you must be one of my A1s from day one. That's crazy. That's right when I started it. Thank you for being subscribed for so long. That's amazing. I really appreciate that. I want to see if it's anyone we know. I don't think I know them, and I'm going to ignore it if you don't know them either. Here's where it gets juicy. This one is from Chris to Stefan on July 12th at 8:47 p.m. It reads, "Hey, Stefan. Good to hear the books arrived. No, we don't know her. Ignore the request. By the way, we heard on the local news your trial has been pushed off to October. The report went on to say the state attorney's office released all our email communications with redactions, probably Jen and Maddie. The interesting report, oh my gosh, Abellis. Good Lord. Thank you so much for gifting 50 memberships. There is absolutely no way that I could read all of those names because that is just so much. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you so much, Abellis. You're so sweet. I love you so much. You're so sweet and helpful. She's been sending me all the stuff on Jack and Lily Sullivan and Travis Decker. And I have the best mods too. And they're like my friends. Thank you, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. Oh, I hope you get it's still gifting. Make sure you have your membership gifts turned on, Kathy, so that you'll get one. Abellis, thank you again. Good Lord, 50 memberships. I'm going to grab the Polar Express to pick all the new members up on the way to Speculation Station. Thank you, Abellis. My goodness, thank you so much. Thank you so very much, Abellis. That was amazing. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Um, the minds behind true crime said I had my chat come here 2 times in the past month. Oh, really? Wow, thank you. I saw that sometimes like it announces that people can send their chat places, and I haven't figured out how to do that. Thank you. That was so sweet of you. I appreciate you doing that. That's amazing. Where's my name? Make sure you have your membership gifting on because they do gift a lot. I know. Oh well. Thank you, Abella, so much. I really appreciate that. Was the comment about the second vehicle visiting the site in St. Cloud taking the same route as the Lincoln, a white Nissan. I assume this was Jen's car. The same car parked at the hotel where I left you at 2:20 a.m., I thought. That means the car left shortly after check-in. The car left Kissimmee at 3:18 a.m. Wednesday morning, stayed in the St. Cloud area 30 minutes, and then returned to Kissimmee at 3:48 a.m. Hold on. Okay, Kimmy, you can turn on gifting on your phone because I've been gifted on the phone too. But I'm not going to shun anybody. I know some people like only talk to people who have super chats or things like that. We definitely don't do that here. You could like people it is so hard to get banned from my channel or for me to ignore you on purpose or anything like that. Like there's been people who will come in and announce live streams and they did it like 50 times and I would ask them all the time, please don't announce that you're going live or that, or they would even come in and be like, I've done a video on this, and I'm like, really like, and I still, it was so long before I banned that person. So it's very hard for me to ignore you or to get shunned here. I promise that won't happen. But you can turn on gifting on your phone. Yeah, Cara, thank you for dropping the link. Oh, well, you were joking. Well, I just want to make sure that was out there. Care to comment? What I don't understand is how Jen is avoiding all of this. Jen is clearly involved. Why are the police not pursuing this? A blind person can see it. There will be a lot of people trying to get you to accept them on the text app. All they want is to try to get into your head and get you to give them an exclusive tidbit that they can profit by on YouTube or whatever these pathetic wannabe investigators are using for their platforms. The state just encourages them by giving them access to the tablet conversations and phone calls. Nothing is private, and they are all idiots who think that they are the best at getting at people. What I do know is that Jen and I do believe her mother and the rest of the crew are also into this up to their hairlines. The whole cackling crowd of them. They are willing to throw you to the wolves to keep their reputations intact. Jen sits in the psych ward of some hospital. Hannah, thank you for sharing your 3-month milestone with us. That was so cool. Hannah said, I was lurking for no longer. I was lurking for longer. Oh, really? You lurked for a while first? Well, I'm glad you decided not to lurk and to come on out. I appreciate it. And I value you very much, everybody. You are also, special to me. His delusional parents are acting like they have some inside information about Jen because they think they do. And notice she talks about YouTubers here, right? Pretending to be nuts while she has clean sheets, a private bathroom, TV, visitors, decent food. And where are you? You did not kill Maddie. I think it was an accident, but Jen did. You found her body and you were coerced into moving it. Then the whole charade about the abduction. I know Jen wearing Maddie's clothes was the one in the church picture. I know them both too well not to recognize the differences. Now, we've thought that for a while that maybe it could Jen have been the one that was dressed like Maddie and that went to the church, sat down, and then got up and walked off. That's been a question that I've had for a while. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. We don't really hear much else about the person who was caught on camera at the church walking away from the church, other than they verified it wasn't Maddie. It could just be a random person. The picture was too grainy, but it would be interesting to find out that it was really Jen. Jindy, I don't think so. I've heard that she's not, but I don't know for sure. Like, I haven't seen for myself, but I'm not sure. I don't think she would still be at this point. Yeah, Jen isn't Maddie's size. She's well, I don't know. I don't know about how much bigger she is. Is she asking him or telling him the way this happened? So she's trying to put out there that this is the way that happened, and because she knows that somebody's going to read it, she ends up asking the state attorney, "Why, Mr. State Attorney, isn't Jen arrested yet?" And it's like she knows that other people are reading these emails, and so she at this point decided what she wanted to say to the public if she could, and so she talks crap about YouTube channels, and then later supposedly, allegedly releases emails to a YouTube channel between her and her son, like all of them. So I don't even know what's going on, what she's doing, why she's releasing emails between her and a YouTuber to a her and Stefan to a YouTuber, supposedly, allegedly. And yeah, I don't know. The woman, she's immature, in my opinion. Start taking positive steps to help yourself. You don't owe them your life, Stefan. They don't deserve that kind of blind loyalty. Love, understanding, prayers, a calm place in the storm. So this one was from Stefan to Chris, July 12th at 9:05 p.m. It reads, "Hey, I can't comment on any specific details regarding the case, of course, so I have to remain somewhat tight-lipped in that regard. I know you have questions and I do want to answer them. I feel you deserve the answers." So to muddy the jury pool means that basically, with all this information being put out here on Front Street, how are they supposed to get someone who doesn't know about the crime? They not only have to get someone, but they have to get over 12 people that don't know about the crime to be on the jury pool, and those people can't know about the crime and can't have already formulated thoughts, opinions, and speculations about it. They looked about the same size. Jen could have some kind of shorts as Maddie's black. Yeah, and the shorts were found on the floor under Maddie's bed. It's possible, Blue Jay, in my opinion. Delusional Deborah, it's okay. We know you're just trying to make us believe something that's totally untrue. Deborah, your son did this, not Jen. I can't wait for the trial for this woman to react. Oh, I bet she's going to be a peach in the courtroom to see. If there's a trial, will prosecution make Jen testify? I think so. Or can she claim she's too psychologically damaged and admit herself again? Either one, I think they'll make her testify regardless. I think she has to testify. I think that immunity interview holds a lot more information than we have been let on to know about just yet. Um, I think that she has to testify. Honestly, I think she had to turn state's witness in order to stay out of jail. But I don't know. I won't know until trial. I guess we'll all find out then. Yeah, they're going to get a shock during the trial, in my opinion. He acted like he didn't hear about the church video. The parents are watching YouTube. Yeah. And if it wasn't Jen and it wasn't staged, then maybe he legitimately doesn't know about the church video. But I would think they would have heard about it because he did do the interview with the news, and I think it was out by then because in the beginning they thought it was her. I don't even believe Deborah is a true Christian. She's fake all the way around. God doesn't forgive what Stephen did. It's a mortal sin. I agree. Muddying the jury pool is bullshit. Not everyone is following this case on YouTube or even in the media. Yeah, you would just have to find somebody that's not real into true crime. But it's just not a good idea until the trial process is further along. And my lawyers would be upset with me because those statements would be admissible and could be potentially spun in a way that hurts me. And I know you don't want that any more than I do. Do you mean the state attorney is releasing these text messages from this app? How are things at home right now? How is work? How are the puppies? This is from Chris to Stephen on July 12th, 2024 at 9:34 p.m. It reads, yes, the state attorney's office released them. I know you cannot comment. The point is, Jen's the person who is responsible for Maddie's death. She was certainly present when the body was removed. She was the person who dressed like Maddie at the church. How can she be allowed to remain free? Why hasn't Jen been arrested, Mr. State Attorney? Again, talking directly to the state attorney because she knows the letters are going to be read. I think that I think the parents will be called to testify as character witnesses for Stephen. They'll probably testify for the defense. The parents have nothing of relevance to this case, in my opinion. The country, I don't think they will be called. I think they will for character witness. Still wonder if it'll come down to a no contest plea deal for life without parole versus death. Maybe. I hope it doesn't come down to a plea. I want there to be a trial, but maybe. Why aren't you pursuing Jen? Here's the thing, Stephen. Your mother and I were blindsided by all of this. You went to Kissimmee for a birthday. I wish I was aware of the TV interview. Everyone saw through Jen, including me, after seeing it days later after your arrest. If I saw the interview, I would have called you immediately seeking the truth, not the bullshit you idiots conjured up. I say idiots because Jen and whoever was a part of the conspiracy formed to hide Madeline's death were stupid. You and certainly Jen fooled no one. Jen is part of this, and we believe the person responsible for Maddie's death. Why does she remain free? Things remain status quo at home. Work is getting busier. Lots going on. The puppies are fat. They are 3 weeks old. How's the balance? This is from Stephen to Chris on July 12th, 2024 at 9:42 p.m. Hey, glad to hear the puppies are well and you're staying busy. The balance could use some topping off as well, please. What's this about a church picture? An abduction? Is there new information being released? I haven't heard about this. Also, the tablet system turns off at 10 p.m. So that's my cutoff here. This is from Chris to Stephen on July 12th, 2024 at 9:45 p.m. A video of someone appearing to be Maddie on the day she was dropped off. Abduction. That's what you thought happened to her. Okay, I'll add funds. This is from Stephen to Chris on July 12th, 2024. Ah, I see. Okay. I never saw the church picture. I think the system will cut off soon, so this may be the last I send tonight. I love you both very much. Be patient, stay sane, and keep praying that we can all get through this. I will hold on to hope that I will see you both again, and that is the goal. Hugs and kisses to you both. XOXO. Chris, again, he's just I mean, it's about money, and he's not going to talk about anything to do with the trial because he's concerned about messing that up, but they're talking directly to the public in a lot of this, and not necessarily straight to him. They know that the public's going to read this, so they want to put out what they want to control the narrative, basically. And I think that's why they could possibly be talking to a YouTuber. I just don't understand why. Like, why even do that? Because people's opinions on them are going to stay what they are, regardless of what they put out here. Because we have heard the phone calls, we've seen the letters, we've seen the way they treat him. Like, my opinion of her and of Deb and Chris is not going to change. To Stefan, July 12th, 2024 at 9:52 p.m. Okay, love you too. You're in our prayers and thoughts. I added funds. Next email is July 20th at 12:21 p.m. Yeah, it is weird to be that Chris is like talking about that bullshit story that y'all came up with. He's upset because Stefan didn't come and talk to him so they could come up with a better story, like a better lie to tell police. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Stearns? For real? It is. But I do get that they are frustrated why he hasn't given her up. I give them that. Yeah. From Stefan to Chris, his dad. Hey, just got the tablet. Wanted to check in and see how you were both doing. How are the puppies? Any other new updates? I got the POA and signed it. Also, I think Mom mentioned that she had sent me more books last time we chatted, but nothing has arrived, FYI. I also wanted to add a title to the list, quote, Ready Player 2, unquote, the sequel to Ready Player 1. I was able to order a good amount of coffee on commissary, and they even had the butterscotch candies in. So again, he's like, "Oh, I got the tablet, and I'm able to email you. You know, how's mom?" And then it goes straight from that to send me books, send me money. Here's what I got on commissary. I need more money because I placed an order for commissary. Like, straight. I mean, he does a sentence of pleasantries to keep them happy, and then it's all about him and money. Stock. So I got a bunch of those and some more root beer candies. The butterscotch is very good and a nice change. I have been feeling anxious lately, and every once in a while I will wake up from sleep and feel a sudden panic when I realize I'm still here in this place. I'm trying to be patient. October is still a ways off, and then the real action starts and things will begin to pick up a little more speed, and we will see how the situation develops. You have a birthday coming up soon. What age will you be after this one? And for that matter, what age is mom now? I can't believe I've managed to lose track of this stuff over the last few years, but I have. Right? Because he didn't care about how old his parents were. Stefan is all about Stefan. That's it, that's all. And he's still like that. He again is just trying to hit them with pleasantries so they'll continue to support him and send him money, in my opinion. Right back as soon as you're able. Talk to you later. Chris Stearns to Stefan, July 20th at 12:43 p.m. Hey, Stefan. Good to hear from you. I think it's been more than a week since we last communicated. Since we last wrote, the state attorney's office released investigative reports to the media along with all of our communications from the beginning until early July. The news channel published their own stories regarding the release of these documents and commentary as well. One of the investigative reports commented about a second vehicle, a white Nissan, visiting the site where Maddie's body was discovered early Wednesday morning. They showed the time not long after I said goodnight to you earlier around 3:30ish. Interesting. The puppies are doing well. They're just so here he's trying to ask Stefan about why Jen's car was seen driving down towards their house and where Maddie's body was found, but Stefan never responds to it because he knows he can't. Cracker says, does anyone believe Stefan Stern's parents would have participated and helped their son if they had been given the opportunity? They'd been backwards for him all the time. I think so. I think they would have tried to help him come up with a better story. Right, Hannah? He's so obsessed with commissary because he needs them to send him money for commissary. And in jail, the only highlight of the whole entire week is commissary and food and money, books, what people on the outside send you. I care that Maddie gets the best justice this world can give her now. Yep, they might, but I don't think they want that attention. I didn't think so either, but then she started coming out allegedly with all these emails on YouTube. Wade Wilson's neighbor. That would be funny. Hitting a month old. They're very social, very affectionate, and love the attention. I think they're just about 3 pounds now. The old man is hitting 73. Your mother is 72. Nothing special planned for my birthday. I'll actually be away for most of the day, but back in the evening if there's any events, which I don't think there will be. Thanks for the update on the books. We'll put the order in. I'll check with your mom if there's anything ordered in transit. Yes, I was aware you had signed the POA, as I was in the lobby waiting for the document to be returned. Too bad we weren't able to visit while I was there, but I did get a sense of what things were like even from the lobby perspective. October is not that far off. We're anxious for more information. I'll add funds to the commissary account for you. Ta-ta for now. Love, Dad. This is every single email that he writes, he mentions commissary and money because that's all it is. That would be funny. It's disgusting to see grown-ups take advantage of their senior parents. And he does. He does. He really does. It's from Stefan to Chris, July 20th at 1 p.m. Hey, well, I'll try to send wishes on the day, but in case I can't, happy birthday. I wish you many more. Glad to hear the puppies are doing well. I found out more about the visits, and there are absolutely no in-person visits. I confirmed that's all handled through video on the same rolling kiosk I'll use to order commissary. That Lisa Houston from Lark Hall, Ontario tried to connect again the day after I declined her. Where is Lark Hall, Ontario, anyway? I declined again, but the persistence is somewhat perplexing. I'm curious what the gist of the news commentary was. Write back soon and give my love to Mom. This is from Chris to Stefan, July 20th at 1:25 p.m. I believe it's Ontario. I would avoid any outside contact as nothing good will come from it. The commentary was the same old, regurgitating the same old information to make non-newsworthy events newsworthy. You can imagine all of them poring over the email back and forth and trying to make something out of nothing. Yep, we found out the same thing. No physical visits. It's unfortunate you did not use the short time we had to tell me about the events. I'm not sure what I would have made of it now that I know it wasn't a disappearance but something worse. Being left in the dark may have been the best. I would rather not have known what we later learned after your arrest. And I think there he's talking about how he abused Maddie for so long, for so many years. I don't think he necessarily because, they think that Jen did the homicide, so he's got to be talking about the abuse. I would have rather not known what we found out about after the arrest. So, I don't know. Blue Sapphire said, I cannot fault the family of Jen. The mom never liked Stearns and did not allow him at her home. The first interview, she was side-eyeing him the entire time. And that's a good point. That's a good point. He's just using them as he uses everybody. I agree. He better buy eyes for the back of his head at the commissary. He'll be a target for the next, for decades to come. Yep. None of it was pleasing and all very disturbing. As you can imagine, we have lots of questions and realize we may never have the answers. That's what's most frustrating for us. Jen remains free, although I have been told she is in ongoing communication with the state attorney's office. This surprises me, as the world knows she gave false statements to the deputies and possibly responsible for more. This is to Chris from Stefan, July 20th at 2:09 p.m. Well, I'm sure that they are talking to her in order to get as much information about me as they can. Anything and everything that they can use or twist around to paint me in an unsavory way. In the same way the news tries to make something out of nothing, the prosecutors will take any little thing and try to use it against you. So here he's kind of say it kind of tells me that Jen didn't do anything, because he says she's talking to the state attorney's office to try to get any and all information that they can about me. Like, he knows for a fact that the only reason they're talking to Jen right now is to try to get more information on Stefan. Why is it not a concern of his that they're trying to find out what happened with Maddie? He doesn't say that. He doesn't say, well, maybe they're talking to her to try to figure out what happened with Maddie, or the whole homicide, or I know he can't say homicide, but like more information about what happened. He doesn't suggest that the state attorney's office is talking to Jen to get more information about what happened, because he knows that Jen doesn't know information about what happened as far as the homicide. So he's like, oh, they're talking to her to get information about me, because that's the only information that Jen has. That's what I see, and that's my speculation on that one. They are likely trying to get my whole history from her, any argument we've ever had, things like that, and who knows what else. You will likely have more answers when this process is further along. Hey, Amy, Pennsylvania, and thank you for the compliment. Jenny Jen says she has to keep in contact with them. She's the mother of the victim regardless. Yeah, it just stands out to me that he knows that they're asking her questions about him, because that's the only information they could want from her, because she has no other information, in my opinion. But for now, yes, it's better to leave many of them unanswered, as even giving you answers or details can and will be used against me in any way possible. And my attorneys have reminded me to shut up and be mindful of what we talk about, which means you guys should not put forward your own opinions or theories, or ask too many specific questions, as you may inadvertently say or ask something that could be problematic. Keep it general, no details. You know the drill. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it has to be for now. I don't like it any more than you guys do, but it is what it is. This is the process. Everything we say will be scrutinized. It's best to remember that. I will continue to ask for news updates and whatnot, and that's fine, because it's already public information. But otherwise, we got to keep it fairly light and general. How are things around the house? Did you ever look inside the mouse droid and find my watch? I'm certain it must be in there. If you haven't looked inside it yet, it would have a brown strap attached to it to hang from your shoulder, and it opens on the top because it's actually a collectible popcorn receptacle. Disney makes all sorts of different collectible popcorn holders that look like all sorts of things. You can look up what a mouse droid looks like and then find the boxes that are in my room. Or have you moved those already? From Chris to Stefan, July 20th, 2024 at 2:35 p.m. Hi, Stefan. I read that comments, so I won't repeat myself, except we had the first, quote, stand and snack, unquote, with the pups, and it was a Kodak moment. They are getting so big and lots of kissy pups. They crave the attention. Absolutely fabulous. I'd love to have a chance to sit at the beach and watch the sun go down with you and Chris. It is always wonderful. To say I miss my son is an understatement. To say I do not condone anything that occurred is also an understatement. So here, they're, fully aware of the abuse Madeline endured at his hands and what he did, and that's what they're saying they don't condone. Not ever not love you, and the naysayers and wannabe YouTube investigators can think what they want, and more power. Now, she's talking directly to YouTube creators here, like myself, but at this point in time, you're releasing your emails between your son and you to a YouTube creator. Make that make sense, please. Power to them. This is our life, not theirs, as they say. Them and the horse they rode in on. Got the book request from you. The card expired and I forgot to update my account with the new card, so the orders were canceled. I'm sorry. Please take a minute to send me a list of what you've gotten so I'll know what to add back into an order. Yeah. I'm glad they got the butterscotch candies. Would be nice if you got a chance to get the sour fruit ones, or if they have peppermint or coffee. Even cinnamon would be good. Too bad they don't have coffee flavors, and we aren't allowed to send any except apparently at Christmas and on your birthday. Maybe Easter, but you have the best people there to ask about that. Vero pointed out that everything he asks is with a deviant purpose, like pretending to care about them, seeing if they will give him commissary money. Everything he does is conscious and calculated to benefit him. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He's very manipulative, and he knows what he's doing, in my opinion. Blue Sapphire says YouTube creators did not create your monster son. Amen to that. Oh, I see, but yet still, why would she do that? Silence is golden, Mom. Good Lord. It would come from Amazon or a manufacturer, so please find out. Nothing that would spoil or melt, so chocolate might be out of the question when the time comes. Did you get the origami book? And if so, how are you doing with it? People don't know the person that you are without all the bad stuff. We didn't know that side of you, so it's hard to separate the two people living in your head. We know a kind, loving, affectionate, personable man who can be stubborn and willful, but who isn't. Certainly not anyone I know. LOL. Dad is anxious for me to finish this up so he can send it to you and I can get the book titles and go from there to get you stocked up again. Love you, Moms. July 20th, 2024, 3:04 p.m. from Stephen to Chris. To Mom. It's good to hear from you. I got the origami book and have been working on it. There's a list of other ones on the flap of it that looks interesting, like Dragons and Other Fantastic Creatures in Origami by John Montrol, or Favorite Animals in Origami, also by John Montrol. He wants more origami books. Cracker said, what a load of BS about written about commissary. That is the highlight of his life now. It is. It is. When you're in county jail, that's all there is. That's it. That's all. It's the same thing every day. The highlight is when you get your commissary every week. That's the only thing that changes. And then laundry day, but I think that's like once a month. Might be once every 2 weeks. I don't know. It depends. Like when he goes to prison, he can take classes and like there's other things that he could possibly do. I don't know about with his pedophile status, but in county, yeah, your whole day, your whole week, everything revolves around commissary. We're witnessing how he manipulated them his whole worthless life. It's clearly still working. Good point, Sapphire. Absolutely true in my opinion. Wow, ain't nobody twisting shit, Stefan. Only thing twisted is you, Jen, your parents, and your own sick mind. Like a big old pretzel, the whole situation you just caused. Justice for Maddie. Hey, Stoic, good to see you. He'd probably enjoy that. Parents focusing on the culpability of Jen Stephenstern's placed himself in that position by harming a child for years and then ending her life, which in my opinion might have been Jen who ended Maddie's life. He's not on vacation. He's in jail. He unalived Maddie, whether you like it or not. He needs to pay for his actions. That's what they clearly lacked, in my opinion, in parenting. Yeah. He's never had to pay for anything, any of his actions. He's never had to hold accountability. These emails will come into trial. It will be so ironic that she is trying to get Jen in trouble, but we'll just seal the deal for his case against him. You know what's funny about that, Birdie, is that the emails are being released by the state attorney's office. It's not the jail that's releasing them, okay? And this is part of the discovery. So that means that these are the court documents. His emails are already part of the court case, because they're being released in the discovery documents, and the discovery documents are everything that you have for court. They're absolutely, yeah, considering where they came from and everything, they're already ready to go for trial. As for a list of books you have already sent me that I've actually read, they are as follows: The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Howling trilogy, Ready Player One, Dragon Teeth, Congo Sphere, Timeline of Eaters of the Dead, Jurassic Park, The Lost World. That's what I have so far aside from the Sudoku book and Easy Origami and Complete of Origami that you also sent. I messaged Dad earlier about adding Ready Player 2 to my list, since that's the sequel to Ready Player 1. And as far as Michael Crichton books, there are only a few left that I still want, such as The Andromeda Strain, Pirate Latitudes, Micro, Twister, The Great Train Robbery. I think some of those are already on the wish list I sent you, but Pirate Latitudes and Micro seem like they would be especially interesting. Do you still have my wish list of other titles? Some of the CEOs apparently think I'm a bit mysterious, as I seem to spend all day just reading and keeping to myself, LOL. From Chris to Stefan, July 20th, 2024 at 3:26. Great to hear from you. So you are being a quiet, mysterious person. Well, not at all that strange. You have always liked to read and create things artistically. I don't think the COs find him mysterious or quiet at all, considering he's in protective custody and he has nothing to do but read. Part of Discovery, yep. We've only seen a tiny portion of the Discovery. It's going to be jaw dropping at the trial. Yeah, he talks about having 2,000 pages to lift up and down. Hey, Dainty Dane and Soups. Good to see y'all. Glad y'all are here. At the same time, I feel so bad for his parents. It's horrible that to see your son could do some. It is horrible to see that your son could do something like this. I couldn't imagine finding out that my child had abused another child for years and years and years. I think that would be hard to cope with for any parent, and my heart goes out to any parent that has to deal with that. I don't think that they ever did anything. I think in coddling him, they were really just trying to protect him and keep him safe. And by accident, they created a monster man child. I don't think it was intentional at all whatsoever. It's just a side effect of the way they raised him to never be held accountable for anything. And I don't think we as parents ever set out to have an intention like that. It just happens. And I do feel bad for them in that aspect, but not much else. What he's going to do with the books once he has read them, paper sells. He rereads them, evidently. He talks about rereading them. His parents will most likely never believe he's responsible. I agree. I wonder if their feelings on their son will change once they're in that courtroom and they catch a glimpse of those horrible photos and videos he made. Good point and good question. Would be great if he could earn his own money after sentencing to buy his own books and learn to be an adult for the first time in his life. He's going to have to when they pass away, when he's in prison. Yep. I'm separating you. The CEOs can smell Stephen Stearns a mile away. They smell that ass a mile away, sir. Keep your mind sharp and your body fit. When you do that, it helps pass time so you don't dwell 24/7 on life as you know it. I will order a few books in the next few minutes. You have support out here and we love you, Mom and Dad. From Chris to Stephen. Ordered today. Won't tell you what was ordered. We'll keep it a surprise so you have something to look forward to. 5 are supposed to arrive Tuesday, one either the 29th or 30th, and another one the 30th or the 2nd. Basically, by the end of next week. That was from Chris to Stephan, July 20th at 3:51. This one is from Stephan to Chris, July 20th of 2024 at 3:58. Thank you, and I love you too, both of you. Like you, I also wish we could watch the sunset at the beach together, and God willing, perhaps we still may have that chance. I continue to hope for that sort of thing and pray for it, and I encourage you both to do the same. Try to stay positive. I will continue hoping for a chance to be reunited with my family until such time as it either happens or there is no hope left for it to ever happen. The hope keeps me going for now. I know there is no hope left for it ever to happen again. Absolutely not. You need to sit down and cope with that. The only money Stephan is going to earn is from his niece, just saying. Yeah, he needs to get real acquainted with the Booty Bandit, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. He was out of jail for 40 years and didn't read any of those books. You know, good point there. Good point. Are they defending him or just embarrassed for their own reputations? I think a little bit of both, Blue Sapphire. I do. You know the word for people like Stearns, hypocrites. Yep. Wade Wilson may give him a job. You know, I've heard that Wade Wilson has got the hookup in jail with substances, and I've heard, I think Sandra was telling me about some of the phone calls that Wade got, the graphic adult time phone calls where he was like something like, yeah, I'm gonna poop in your mouth and you rub it all over your face. Like, yeah, that's exactly who Stephan needs to sell with, and Wade needs to force him to do it. Yeah, y'all have fun. know this process is set to take a while. I'm not 100% certain what to expect at the moment, and while I'm still hopeful, I also understand that I have to temper that hope. It's entirely possible to be convicted of a crime you have not actually committed. It happens to people all the time. No need for you to comment on that point. I'm not referring to anything specifically, just stating a general fact. Either way, the odds are not 0% for anything at this point. Time will tell. We will see soon enough what the situation will be. Just stay positive. Give the pups plenty of love for me, and give Kissy plenty of pets and praise and treats for being such a good mama dog. Let me know which books you have just ordered so I know what to look out for. And if you know, Carolina, you said, in my opinion, Stephen Stearns is replacing his Tamagotchis and Warhammer with origami. He's such a little baby boyish. Who reads those kind of books? I know my grandson is into books like that, and they're preteens. I think they're going to use that to push the narrative of the traumatic brain injury. They're going to say when he got hit by that truck and had that traumatic brain injury, it made him stuck to where he's a preteen, therefore only attracted to preteens, and that you can see evidence of it because he's an adult man that still plays with all these toys. I really, really do. I think that's why they want to press this traumatic brain injury so much. Being able to suck a beach ball through a straw. Oh my God. It wouldn't surprise me. He's done laundry before at Jen's, apparently. Yep. You like, I can give you some titles from my remaining wish list to place the highest priority on and choose from for future orders. Hugs and love to you both. Oh my goodness. July 20th, they talked nonstop. So this is July 20th, 2024 at 4:10 p.m. From Chris to Stefan. It is Lacey. I think Stella will be bred to Lucky. Diesel sire. After finishing health testing and x-ray, she is 2 now. Wish you could get a dose of puppy breath. I will stay home and positive. I hope there will be time for a visit, even on video. It's hard to think of leaving for 6 to 7 hours without the puppies. Such is life with animals of any kind but cats. Very well built to be self-sufficient for a long day. Stay strong. From Chris to Stefan, July 20th at 4:19 p.m. Oh, Max said that they subbed to Abellis's channel, and I forgot about Abellis's channel, so I just dropped Abellis' channel link, and I pinned her at the top of the comment section. If you guys don't mind, subscribe to Abellis's channel. I was subscribed, but I forgot to share it. I forgot that you had a channel. So you guys make sure to subscribe to Abellis's channel. He needs a 7-foot tall partner with a huge shoe size in the same cell. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be justice for Maddie. I can't believe he's got a pen pal named Lisa from Scotland. Her address was tracked back to a prison. Is Lisa an inmate or a CO? Interesting. I didn't know. Ever see a Stephen commissary request for deodorant? Nope. I'm sure they would spin it that way, his brain injury, but then explain that relationship with the adult woman. That's a good point. Gina, happy early birthday. Is Basil around? No, not right now. I think he's sitting under the table in the air conditioner. He was here earlier, though. Yeah, happy early birthday, Gina. Okay. Oh, I see. I will keep your secrets then if you want to be mysterious. LOL. I look forward to the surprises and appreciate all you do. Lacey, of course, I don't know why I had a sudden brain fart. It must have been because you had mentioned Kissy. It looks like it's about time for another haircut and beard trim for me. Pastime, actually. My beard looks like one of those old woolly willy tops where you used to get the magnetic pen and pull the iron dust around to make hair and a beard on the guy's face, but put it all on his face. Well, the tablet system shuts off at 4:30-ish for a shift change, so I will have to sign off for now, but I will try to get the tablet again soon. Much loves and hugs to you both, and talk to you later. From Stefan to Chris, July 20th, 2024, 4:24 p.m. P.S. This Lisa Houston has just sent me another connection request. They must be really desperate for a pen pal. Talk about persistence. Anyway, ta-ta for now. From Chris to Stefan. Ta-ta for now. From Stefan to Chris, July 23rd, 2024 at 3:38 p.m. Hey, happy birthday. The tablet's going to die soon, but I wanted to message you and send you my wishes. This one is July 23rd, 2024 at 6:47. Cowgal, thank you for being here and good to see you. Tom Bad Girl said Stephen Stearns will walk out of his cell. Stephen Stearns' clothes will walk out of his cell before he ever will. That's no doubt. I was reading on some of the jail documents or whatever that he didn't do his uniform change when they normally do, which is absolutely disgusting. I've never said ta-ta for now in my life either. Hey, sorry I just picked up this message. I've been in meetings all afternoon. Thank you for your birthday wish. Hey, your mom and I were talking the other day about our growing up as teenagers with our respective parents and how wacky it was for your mother growing up. My parents were divorced, so I didn't have the same issues. As you know, I played sports, work, kind of raised myself. I am curious, what were your impressions growing up as a teenager with us? We hear that some people feel we are the cause of your crimes. Crazy, huh? What's your take on that? This is from Lisa Houston to Stephen Stearns. This is the pen pal or the girl, a girl that wrote him, evidently. I don't know if that's the current pen pal or not. I don't know if that's the current pen pal or not. He says that he didn't talk to her anymore, but at 24th, 2024 at 1:26. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you don't mind me writing you. I'm sure you could do with a friend. Seen your pictures online and you look like a very attractive man. I see you like gaming. Me too. I love Pokemon Go. What about GTA? I love that too. They're mostly drive knocking cops down, trying to get the 5 stars more than anything else, lol. Do you play that? I live in the UK. I was in Florida last year for the first time. Loved it. Would like to go again next year. Just need to start saving. It's so expensive to go from here. We'll write more next time if you're interested in keeping touch. Take care. Lisa XX. I think she was just trying to get him to talk to her. I think she wanted maybe an inside scoop or something. She talks about video games, Pokemon Go, talking about Grand Theft Auto and knocking down cops. But what really gets me is she's like, I think you're an attractive man. That is absolutely disgusting, ma'am. Stop. Ugh. Disgusting. Unacceptable. That was July 24th, 2024. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. At 1:26 p.m. So an hour later, Stefan writes Good Chris, question. July 24th at 2024. Hey, just got the tablet. Hope you had a peaceful and enjoyable birthday. In answer to your questions, well, it's an interesting question and obviously a complex thing. Growing up with you both was a mixture of things. It wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, of course, but it wasn't any rain clouds either. There were plenty of good times and good things, or at least I have some good memories. But if you're asking for anything that was not a happy memory, I can give a general rundown of that. And he starts this letter by saying there was nothing that really stands out to me as being negative in my childhood, but then the rest of this letter talks about negative things that happened in his childhood. Like, anytime that he can blame anybody else but himself, he does it. Full force, like all the freaking way. At least from my perspective, without getting too far into any great detail, my brother left plenty early for the reasons we already know. And I remember what life was like before he left in my early years. The times he would run away, etc. The fights between you and mom, too. The heavy-handed discipline from her, paired with the verbal and emotional aspects as well. While on the flip side, you seem to have a somewhat more cool and perhaps even detached demeanor. You never seemed overly sentimental about anything. The general feeling of instability that was always present, the constant struggle, the constant moving around every couple of years, never really being able to put roots down anywhere, never having friends for very long, always having to start over somewhere new just when I was feeling settled where we were. It always felt like I was just passing through wherever I was. And yeah, spending the whole rest of the letter blaming his parents. Hey, Abraham, good to see you. Yeah, crazy woman out there. Yeah, he does got hair covered moobs. They're disgusting. Everyone else was just passing through my life. I never had a hometown. I don't have any best friends from childhood. I've never gone to any class reunions or had any reason to. I never knew anyone or stayed around long enough to bother. There seemed to have been a lot of turmoil and constant upheaval through my growing up, which is likely why I have been a loner for most of my life. I never have a chance to settle in and truly establish myself until we finally moved back here when I was 18. And I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to leave the West Coast at all. Perhaps that has contributed in some way to me being so dependent on you guys for so long, but I don't. But he was 18. He said moved back here when I was 18 and I didn't want to leave the West Coast. Well, sir, go get a job. Figure it out. If you don't want to leave the West Coast and you're 18 freaking years old, go get a freaking job in a one-bedroom apartment and figure it out. Like, come on. The person writing the love letter to Stearns is a serial killer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, is he a therapist now? Is he? Woe is him. Yep. Hey, Janie. Yeah, he's 18. Like when we moved back and I was 18, get a freaking job. Yeah, lemon grab, that's it. Unacceptable. The kids watch it. That's where I got it from. I didn't know the name of it. They say it all the time. Unacceptable. I don't know. Maybe my mind just refused to commit to settling down in Florida, but I don't have the means or skills to get out on my own. When I look back on my life, I do feel a great deal of disappointment and regret. I don't lay all of it at your feet. I don't fully blame either of you. Either. Some of it was my own fault for not trying harder or even committing to finding my path in life. I think all of that is your fault, sir. Yeah, he would have to leave his dear mommy, and that's why he didn't do it. Not taking good advice, and not just striking out on my own, come what may. I suppose I was afraid of being untethered and on my own and facing the possibility of failure.
Right.
But that attitude really only guaranteed a more total, complete failure in the long run. I'm not sure what kind of effect these things have on a person growing up, but I imagine there is some kind of effect, whatever it may be. Either way, we all have made some mistake in our own ends, in our own ways. And of course, who knows what lasting effect was caused by being run over when I was little and suffering that brain trauma. Obviously, there was some behavioral issues that persisted long after that, and I'm sure that is another contributing factor to my development as well. He's saying that they know everybody in his family, including him, knows damn well that that TBI wasn't nothing. He didn't even have a damn concussion. But to hear them talk about it and harp on it is astounding. They know it's being read. They know that they're going to read it. So they're writing what they have to write, what they want put out there. Like, you're not even being real with your parents or anything. You're writing about this TBI like it was this horrific experience because you want it to be pulled and used in court, in my opinion. I guess there isn't really any one thing to blame. We are all the sum of our experiences. There were many good memories too, and some very good times. It wasn't all rain clouds, as I said, and I always had a roof over my head and food on the table, clothes on my back. You always worked hard and tirelessly to provide for us, and you still do. I love you both very much and have always been strongly attached to my family. I am proud of you in a lot of ways, and you and Mom did the best you could, the only ways you knew how, just like everyone else in our own respective situations. Um, Cindy says Stephen Stearns is trying to outline his defense. I think his lawyers coached his dad to ask questions and coached Stephen to answer in long detail. It's all a defense tactic, and I agree. I think they're definitely doing this on purpose. Yep. I left when I was 17. The way they type emails, Stearns reminds me of the diary things Jen had in like MySpace or some accounts she talked about her lazy, worthless life. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. Good point. Stearns living his best life, just ordering shit from Amazon all day. Yep. He acts like it's unheard of. He lives off people until he was 40, even had a brain development. 40 is still too old for all his BS. Exactly. Strongly attached or dependent. Yep. It's an excuse. Yep. Diagnosis, lazy loser. We are all just trying in our own ways to get through. Obviously, you and mom had your own share of interesting childhood memories with your own respective parents, and those experiences had their own lasting effects on you both. Whether you are aware of them or not, these things all have trickle down effects from generation to generation. And things like pain and trauma can also be passed down through the years, and your parents had their own fair share of pain and trauma too. That seems to be the way of life for many people. Some have it worse than others. But as to what effect any of this has in regards to my current situation, I can't really say. I don't know for certain, and I'm not a licensed psychologist. But there's plenty of research and literature on these subjects available to anyone with access to a search engine and that desire to learn more about it. I don't know if that's the answer you are looking for, and obviously, this is all from my own perspective and point of view, which might be much different from your mom's. As I said, I don't fully lay the blame on either of you because I made my own share of mistakes and have my own problems, which you both did your best to deal with. And I know I gave you both plenty of grief along the way, too, especially after my auto accident and the brain injury. So, again, talking about the brain injury, Abraham said, I don't think it's his lawyers, but I do think Stephen Stearns doing it to outline his defense. A public defender wouldn't advise such a thing to such a meaningless defendant. Yeah, I think they're definitely putting on a show for people to read. Hey, Anna. He doesn't want to see or hear the puppies. He made that clear during his interrogation. Yep. Yep. Life's not easy. Quit making excuses. I left my home really early. Aw, Carolina. A search engine and anyone who wants to use that info for malingering. Malingering. Hey, Mercedes. I find his responses very insightful and has undertones of how dysfunctional their parenting was. We are the sum of our experiences. His entire childhood, his parents, was his only experience. That's a good point. That's a good point. Take a shot every time he mentions brain injury. Lord, we'd be drunk as hell. From Stephen to Chris, July 24th at 2:39. Yeah. Now I'd like to talk about more pleasant things, if that's okay. I'm already feeling pretty depressed without going over the details of my life. How are the puppies doing, and how are things at work? Any news? Did you have a good birthday or eat anything special for it? From Chris to Stephen, July 24th, 2024 at 3:10 p.m. Hey, Steph, it's good to hear from you. I'm glad I can snag these messages in the middle of the afternoon. I'm sorry I didn't see your message until late yesterday. I didn't get home until 9 p.m., and I was in Orlando for a meeting. Mom is taking the bros for the shots. The puppies are pretty vocal, either wanting more food or having an unsustainable appetite, looking to snack on mom, or wanting attention. They're very loving and good cuddlers. Yes, I met a 92-year-old man who was full of stories. I hate the way he uses the word cuddle. Why does he use the word cuddle too? Did Stefan and his mom cuddle a lot? Like, I have questions. I don't like that. I don't like the term cuddle anymore. One thing that stood out was that he had been to Area 51, seen things not allowed to talk about, he told me anyway, which I cannot repeat, flown with Chuck Yeager, who was involved with the Cuban crisis. One comment in response about our numerous moves was due to the economic climate and the business turmoil as you were growing up. You were too young to know what was happening. Many mergers and acquisitions during those times resulted in businesses consolidating to pay the debt used to make those acquisitions. When this happened, many jobs and positions were eliminated, all part of doing business. Most companies of those companies and positions no longer exist today, and those remaining people I grew up working with, have all faded to wherever. There is no security whatsoever working in the corporate world. You are better off working for yourself. Today it's worse. For those willing to work, which doesn't seem like a lot, working for a company today means you're really there at the whim of whoever is managing the business. There are no longer 30 to 40-year employees receiving gold watches. You're at best an independent contractor. Employers today churn and burn through employees. I'm sure you've experienced some of the corporate world while at Disney. I don't think he did at all. Anna has been a member for 6 months and said, always a pleasure listening to you. It's always a pleasure having you here. And Gina Marie has been a member for 6 months and said, I love spending part of my day with you all. Well, I love that y'all are here. I love that y'all are here and spending my day with y'all. Very much so. Thank you. Big Daddy Barbecue. Did I miss that? Oh, yes, I did. I think that he is always talking about the brain injury and a hope to get out of the death penalty. I do too. I do too. I think it's very calculated. Big Daddy Barbecue. I don't blame his brother. From what we see, he had nothing. He's nothing like Stephen. Yeah, I don't blame him. I think that he saw some things that he didn't agree with and rolled out as soon as he possibly could. His Sammy words and not listening to his whiny bitches. Yeah. It's just business, and everyone is expendable or collateral damage. Regardless, you do what you must to feed the family and survive. From Stephen to Chris, July 24th, 2024, 3:25 p.m. This is all very true of the corporate world. I largely blame the decline of our country to corporate entities. It's their attitudes, greed, and manipulation of the political world that have led to this sort of downslide. They have been doing it since the 50s, and we're experiencing the end effects of it now. From bleeding the economy for all it's worth and not contributing back to age gaps and the prioritization of maximum profit over long-term stability or survival. They have bled the country, corrupted the political process, and created generations of wage slaves. It's appalling. Capitalism is a good thing, but everything needs to have some moderation, too. He's speaking about these things as if he knows, and he couldn't even hold a job as a ride operator, as Bertie pointed out. Tom says no Disneyland to work at in prison, jackass. Right, exactly. You're talking about things that you have no idea about, in my opinion, because you ain't kept a job long enough to know about wage slave or anything like that. Stop it. Stop it. Too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing, as we can now see. No shit. Wages need to increase and meet the cost of living in a realistic way. Sorry if the CEO can't buy their third yacht and a lakeside summer home in Italy, but the reality is that many employees cannot afford to live on the wages they receive. Making profits as fast as possible while slashing costs, reducing product quantity, and criminally underpaying employees is not a sustainable business model. Hey Sherry, good to see you and thank you for being here. I appreciate you dropping in and I'm glad you were able to catch the live as well. Thought that's his dad's view. It's Stefan's. I think it's Stefan's. Yeah, this is from Stefan to Chris. Yep. He's responding to what his dad said. That's where we are now. There needs to be some responsibility to your workers too, not just your investors and executives. A rising tide should raise all boats. From Chris to Stefan. July 24th, 2024, 3:43 p.m. Not all corporations are like what you described, but the ones that are, it's self-evident. On the brighter side, I like what I see happening in tech. It is changing quickly, and it is fast-paced and becoming increasingly fast. Buckle up. I like the emerging technology, and you know how much I love tech stuff. Anything to improve efficiency. How's the commissary fund? From Stefan to Chris, July 24th, 2024, 3:54 p.m. I just made an order yesterday. Lots of coffee and butterscotch, some saltines, a few bags of chips, some pickles, and a pack of mackerel for protein, along with some spicy peanuts. All in all, about $50 worth of supplies, I think. That should leave about $15 to $20 after tomorrow. But if you think I should reduce the order, I could try today. The tablet will die soon. I want to see what happens with tech and experience it too. But that is an uncertain prospect for me right now. I want to see how VR technologies improve the coming decades. They are already pretty awesome. From Chris to Stefan, July 24th, 2024, 4:02. No, leave the order as it is. Aw. Just let me know when it gets too low and I will replenish. Yeah, me too. Although I don't think I'm ready to be transported, not after seeing the movie The Fly. So again, more commissary. Thank you, Blue Sapphire. That was so sweet of you. Gina said Stefan probably copied that from a book, not from his life experiences. I agree with that. Hey, horse lover. He sounds like cut paste from standard high school economics class. Yep. And we're to believe Stefan's talking about wages and etc. and has a brain injury. Good point, Miss Kimmy. Good point. Sir, the only technology you're going to be experiencing is the electric chair. Yep, this is his dad talking to him, but he talks about technology too and how he wants to experience it. Somewhere someone said he has a realtor license. I'm sure he had one, but I think his dad took the test for him. Why would he take advantage of a license like that? Probably because he knew nothing about it. Yeah, it's at the beginning of this video, Anna. They talk about his realtor license and it gets revoked. And I was wondering the same thing. How the hell did he earn a damn realtor license? Somebody explain that, please. That didn't work out too well. Maybe we should work on battery life more. LOL. Love ya. Thanks for my birthday wishes.
Aw.
Thanks, Anna. From Stefan to Chris, July 25th, 2024, 2:06 p.m. Just got the tablet. Yeah, I agree about battery life. Battery tech is due for some upgrades. Speaking of which, I turned down the brightness on the tablet in an effort to preserve more battery. I just saw the inmates get some special food deliveries today. Things like calzones, buffalo wings, Phillies, burgers, etc. I asked the officer what they are, and they said they are fresh favorites, which are special meals that your family can order you from the commissary website. I have no idea what is available or even how much they are, although I assume they are likely not cheap. But I thought it was interesting anyway. I wanted to see if you could research that a little bit and figure out the details and tell me what the deal is with that, since I can't look at it from my end. I trying to nonchalantly ask them to buy more things for him and do these meals that are like probably $35 a plate. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to pass the realtor license test. I found it interesting that he would even have that. I don't know. Apprenticeship through Chris, yeah. He couldn't sell real estate unless it was to teenagers, no doubt. Hey, Boomer. Good to see you. I doubt they are really worth it, except maybe as an occasional special treat. But the officer said they are way better than the usual fare you get here, which means they definitely wouldn't be cheap. But we can still look and find out either way. I'm hoping the books you guys ordered start coming through. It usually seems to take a day or two after delivery to get to me down here. So if any were delivered Tuesday, I would expect to start receiving them today or tomorrow. How's the weather been lately? It's always the same in here. Although I finally got to go outside for some rec time a couple days ago. They put me in the bullpen, which is a small fenced-in spot that is separate from the rest of the yard. So PC inmates can have rec while other pods are in the main yard. But it went about the way you could expect. The other inmates immediately crowded the fence near me and started asking me about my case, hurling insults and death threats, etc. I ended up going back inside before my allotted time was up. Oh, you couldn't deal with people calling you out for what you really freaking did? Poor baby. From Chris to Stephen, July 25th, 2024, 2:13 p.m. Hey! Glad to hear you got some outside time. Sorry the inmates weren't hospitable. I'll research the commissary website and get back to you. I'm not at home right now. It'll be later. I'm actually at the store picking up supplies for Mexican cornbread. The weather's been typical for this type of year. Heavy thunderstorms late in the afternoons. I'll take that over hurricanes any day. From Stephen to Chris, July 25th, 2:28 p.m., 2024. Oh, just reading the word Mexican cornbread makes my mouth water. Abraham said, I am in Florida and I manage a real estate brokerage, and I honestly don't think his dad took the test for him. The test is not super hard, and Stephen wasn't a stupid person. He just made stupid decisions. I agree with that. He seems very intellectual, but freaking monster. He's all about what else can I find that you can pay for. Yep. I must have misplaced my tiny violin or I'd play it for you, baby boy. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, he wants special food. That cost an arm and a leg. I'm going to grab my coffee real quick. I missed that. I won't ask for any of those special meals if they are too pricey. You guys already do so much by providing commissary and books. My biggest wish for my life has been to get to a point that I was no longer a burden on you both. Before I go, notice how he's like trying to butter them up to get them meals. I won't ask you if they cost too much. I just don't want to be a burden on y'all. Like he's trying real hard to butter them up for them fresh fit meals. That you could have the peace of mind knowing you didn't have to worry about my future anymore. I hate that I'm still such a burden. It seems like every time I'm on the verge of getting my shit together, some damn thing always goes wrong. I can't figure it, and I'm sorry for it. Truly. All the years and effort you have put into me should have paid off by now, and it is one of my greatest shames to have failed you so many times. I don't know what to do at this point, or if I'll have a chance to get it right. I hope I will, but with my luck, who knows? From Chris to Stefan, July 25th, 2024, 2:47 p.m. I'm sure you're right. It might be a little pricey, but we'll check it out. Things are improving. Your future has always been our greatest concern and frustration. So much potential, so much opportunity lost. As much as I tried, racking my brain, I just couldn't come up with the right motivation, incentive, or enough encouragement for you to see what everybody else saw in you. Regardless of the outcome, turn the negative into something positive and make something happen. You're too intelligent not to. I think you can make an impact to others. We are at a loss in determining how you arrived at this point in your life. We are anxious to hear. I just left the doctor's office. They're taking me off of one of my medications and reducing my insulin. I'm down nearly 70 pounds since late January. That obviously is making a significant impact on my health. I think I will be off an insulin in a very near future. Yay! And the cardiologist took me off of one of my heart meds as well. That was an expensive drug I no longer have to contend with. So, parents talking about health. In my opinion, Stephen Stearns told another lie. He's not going to be outside with other inmates. He was gaslighting his parents. You think so? He gaslights the shit out of them all the time. Hey, Stolen. Good to see you. Do you think that Stephen Stearns' parents, now that we know that they watch YouTube channels, realize how ridiculously manipulative their son is? I don't know. That's a good point and a good question. I think if they are genuinely watching YouTube and all of that, that they're getting an idea of what the world thinks. This is when I don't believe in justice. He's eating special meals and Maddie was suffering. It's so wrong. I agree with that, and it's sad. He's such a bullshit artist. Yep. Jail didn't make you a burden. Probably less expensive for his parents in there. I agree with that, too. Yeah, and everything he says they buy hook, line, and sinker because that's the way it's been his whole life, and that's why he is the way he is, in my opinion. From Stefan to Chris, July 25th, 2024, 2:57 p.m. Wow! Way to go! That's wonderful news for you, and I'm glad to hear that your health is improving. I'm hoping Mom will have similar news as well soon. How have you managed to lose all that weight? Diet changes? More exercise? What's the secret? I'm surprised he didn't say stress. Stress from you, son. Lord, I thought he was going to say stress. From Chris to Stephen, July 25th, 2024, 3:04 p.m. 10,000 steps a day, 1,000 calories a day. Net calories around 700 to 800. And medication. I'm down 32 to 33 waist and medium large shirt. Meds don't give you much of an appetite. And believe it or not, no sweet tooth. The same for your mom. I just got home, so I'm going to log Mom in to catch up with our emails. From Stephen to Chris, July 25th, 2024, 3:12 p.m. That's fantastic. Unfortunately, my step count has dropped significantly. However, my calorie count is quite low. The food sucks, and they don't give you enough of it to feel like you've eaten enough, even when you can eat everything on the tray, which is rare. So not much calories to go in on a daily basis, except when I can supplement it with commissary items. Even then, I mean, again, just pointing out, oh, I need commissary. I always need commissary. I can't eat all the food on the trays, but if you weren't getting that commissary, you'd eat all the food on the tray because you'd be that hungry. My calorie count is low when I hear his messages, no doubt. No doubt. I've heard that they were doing Ozempic too. You should have made it. Bad girl. You are so bad. Then it's only a little here and there. I will let Mom get caught up and wait for your reply. From Chris to Stephen, July 25th, 2024, 3:15. Mom's writing now. While she is, I'll research the commissary. From Chris to Stephen, July 25th, 2024, 3:25 p.m. Hi, Stephen. I am now able to log in for messaging. The fresh meal sounds like a step up. We're checking into it. The books should be trickling in, and I usually send 3 or 4. Pups are ready for outside time, with the tunnel, splash mat, climbing platform, balance board, etc. Teeth are all in, so real food tomorrow and not much. First bath and shave this week. Yeah, it's getting so bad that the parents are going to go to prison so that they can eat because they're spending all their money on him. It's sad to think of, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. But they might be saving money since he's been in there. He makes me angry too. Hey, Michelle. I think he's trying to get as much as he can from his parents now because he knows he's shit out of luck when they're no longer with us. Possible. Maybe, Anna. That's why he shaved his head and wore bigger sized orange jumpsuit. He knew his parents would see him, especially if they both stopped sending him money. Interesting point, Carolina. Maybe. I don't think they've stopped sending him money. Yeah, he doesn't care his parents have limited funds. He wants them to live as long as possible for his convenience. Exactly. It's always about him. You know, I love that. Seeing what is actually under the fuzz, seeing the structure. Again, she's talking about puppy penises. Stop it. Ma'am. I made the appointment for the first shots, microchips, and health certificates. That makes it so real that they will be leaving the end of August. Just when they get to be great fun, they are leaving. Chris is looking into the commissary to order special items right now. Strange how it doesn't show up in the search. I have to come to the conclusion that people are vile voyeurs in others' lives when they have no connection whatsoever. Seeing what is actually under the fuzz. You enough of it to feel like you've eaten enough even when you can eat everything on the tray, which is rare. So not much calories to go in on a daily basis, except when I can supplement it with commissary items. Even then, it's only a little here and there. I will let Mom get caught up and wait for your reply. From Chris to Stefan, July 25th, 2024, 3:15. All right, hold on and listen. I'm going to tell you where to listen. Mom's writing now. While she is, I'll research the commissary. From Chris to Stefan, July 25th, 2024, 3:25 p.m. Hi, Stefan. I am now able to log in for messaging. The fresh meal sounds like a step up. We're checking into it. The books should be trickling in, and I usually send 3 or 4. Right here, hold on, when I play it again. Oh, look, a squirrel said, I think both his parents know it's a lie. They just don't want to call him out on it now. They just let him lie and keep it moving. I think that is exactly what's going on, and I think you're very much on point. He has asked his parents to leave him a trust fund. Yep, he sure did. He sure did. Excuse me. I wonder if Chris's old mistress is following all this. What's her name? Poopsie Honey Bunny? Interesting. Maybe. I'm sure that if she's still around, she's taking notice. He wants them to set up a trust fund. Yep. Yep. Completely ignored her comment about the dogs in the clip. All right, yeah. Now listen to this. Right here. Listen. Pups are ready for outside time. With the tunnel, splash mat, climbing platform, balance board, etc. Teeth are all in, so real food tomorrow and not much. First bath and shave this week. You know I love that. Seeing what is actually under the fuzz. Seeing the structure. This woman is talking about giving these dogs a bath and shaving them for the first time. She wants to see the puppy penises. She wants to see the structure. Like, I legitimately wonder if she's holding these puppies up and looking at it and being like, oh, that's a big one. That's a big one for his size. Oh, my God. Like, stop. Oh, that's been out for a couple of days, but I was really happy when I heard that All I Need Is Jesus. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah, they did that sting, I think, a day or two ago, and they did rescue 122 children. They've got video out now, of them arresting the traffickers, and I thought that was wonderful. I really did. Yeah, she's sick. She's sick. She really is. Chris's mistress was Pooh, laughing my ass off. Considering SD sounds like Winnie the Pooh is quite ironic. Yeah. So not only does he want them to spend all of their money that they're making currently on them, he also wants them to live frugally enough to leave him some behind for him. Yep. 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 I agree. I made the appointment for the first shots, microchips, and health certificates. That makes it so real that they will be leaving the end of August. Just when they get to be great fun, they're leaving. Chris is looking into the commissary to order special items right now. Strange how it doesn't show up in the search. I have to come to the conclusion that people are vile voyeurs in others' lives. when they have no connection whatsoever. Lies, conjecture, and outright insinuations about everything. It can be laughable at times, and then I find it's just sad that people are so desperate for a voice that they will inject themselves anywhere that pays them to talk, even if they know nothing. Sad but true. The tricks of the world making a living from the public that is bored. YouTube is a joke. So are the people who make a living from it. Sad, pathetic wannabe investigators with no life of their own. But you're sharing emails with some of them. Okay. Gotta go so you can write back. Hugs. Yes, Mom. July 25th at 3:35 p.m. 2024. From Chris to Stefan. Hi, Stefan. Chris and I have been dieting since January. No exercise for me since the indoor pool vapor incident. That was a fun day in the ER. So Chris is smaller than we were in high school. I am down 57 pounds too. Gets easier, although we did a fish sandwich and fries splurge last night. It hit the spot. You are in my prayers daily. Stay fit mentally and physically. It helps with the stress. I wish we could do more for you there, but there isn't a lot available, unfortunately. Again, getting off here, I am reading past posts from you just for today. Hugs. The next one is from Stephen to Chris, July 25th, 2024, 3:38 p.m. Hey, hard to believe I'm missing an entire litter of puppies. I wish I could see them. The meals are so-called fresh favorites. And see, I talked about the puppies for one sentence. Sad to think I'm missing an entire litter of puppies. I wish I could see them. And then immediately on to what he needs. Let me butter you up real quick before I tell you what I need. And this is what I need. These fresh favorite meals. That Ozempic stuff, it scares me. Hold on a minute. Let me. And they are special meals that are delivered at certain times, I guess. I saw the other pods receiving them today, and there were things like burgers, Phillies, calzones, wings, etc. Some people were getting 2 or 3 things. It was interesting. I'm not sure how it works, only that your family can order it from the commissary site, and I doubt it's cheap. Have you gotten any delivery confirmation for any of the books you sent yet? Depending on when they arrive, it could take a couple of days to finally get into my hands. Here. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen, they went on HTC. Oh, yeah, they did. They sure did. Yep. Allegedly. Um, that Ozempic stuff scares me. I don't know if y'all seen some of the celebrities that are taking it, but they're literally like look anorexic looking. I don't know what the hell is in that shit, but I would not advise it. I would not. Hey, Eileen. Butter popcorn all around. Thank you for that. I needed it. We're vile voyeurs. That's rich, given your demon seed is in possession of countless child porn, sexual assault of a child or essayed a child for years, and then ended her precious life. Get the fuck out of here. Exactly. Exactly. It's it's unbelievable. This is why the parents piss me off, because why are they making his life so comfortable? I agree. And their dear sweet son didn't essay Maddie. Seems like they forgot that piece. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't miss a trick what that fresh meal menu is. Nope. Your husband takes it for his diabetes. So I would love to know, like, why is it that like some of these celebrities and things, they look like skin and bones from it. Like, I think it's great that we found a way to have a medication that can make you lose weight, but like, it does it not have a stopping point? Like, is there not a point that you can stop losing weight so you don't look like you're about to die? Like, I don't know, it concerns me for that reason, because like I think it's Ariana Grande looks almost like that other girl. What is her damn name? That's all over YouTube. Um, Eugenia Cooley or something like that. Like, it's like they take it to lose weight, but then they can't gain any weight. It worries me. Ozempic works different if you have diabetes versus just weight loss. Okay, thank you for clarifying that for me. He looked like he's eating real good when we last saw him. Yep. All them green bologna sandwiches you can eat. Them nasty old things. He took her life away from her when she was alive. He took her life from her when she was alive and then took it. Yep. Well, actually, ma'am, I'm currently working while I listen to your whiny self whines, and I'm taking a side of snark from allegedly because I deserve a lap. Here. I read through the Howling trilogy, and surprisingly, no nightmares. I guess reality is worse for me at this point. Although yesterday I did have a bad nightmare and woke up lashing out at an imaginary enemy. It's been a long time since I had a dream like that, and it was unpleasant. Gotta give the tablet back. Talk to you later. From Chris to Stefan, July 25th, 2024, 3:39. Stefan, it's a shame that the other inmates are so hateful, but they are all there too. So no choir boys there. No shit. It screws up their system because they're not diabetics. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, I heard she's on Ozempic. And that's why she looks the way she does right now. I do not think it's been tested enough. It literally blocks absorption, so you're wasting away and may not be able to be reversed even when you stop. Yeah. Yeah, I think that if it's for diabetes, yeah, people who are diabetic should get it first and foremost before people just trying to lose weight. Yeah. They get to feel they aren't as bad as you are, apparently. At least you got fresh air and sunshine. I hope you get to do that more often. Sometimes you just need a little bit of change, Mom. From Chris to Stefan, July 25th, 2024, 3:41. I'll check on delivery dates. Hope to hear from you again soon. Love you, Mom. From Chris to Stefan, July 26th, 2024 at 4:47. Be on the lookout for double cheeseburgers, soda pop, tater tots, and cookies. I believe Thursday. Stuff to order are cheeseburgers, double and triple, boneless wings, cheese steaks with boneless wings, triple bacon cheeseburger, buffalo chicken sandwich, pizza or combo with pizza and calzone. Mix up on the order of books. Reorder and sending. We'll let you know when they're due to arrive. From Stefan to Chris, July 26, 2024 at 6:54 p.m. Hey, I got the tablet. Okay, we'll keep an eye for the book soon, hopefully. Wow, okay, the food sounds good, and I will look forward to it. The cheesesteak and wings sounds interesting. So does the pizza calzone combo. I will look forward to the double cheeseburger and tots. Now Thursday can't get here fast enough. See, he's very excited now about this fresh fit meal because, again, it revolves all around. That's all his life is, these fresh fit meals and commissary. Like, he's using exclamation points. Oh, Thursday can't get here fast enough. That's going to keep me in anticipation all week. Like, because that's the highlight of his day, and he's just using them for money. That's going to keep me in anticipation all week. Yes, it was nice to feel the wind on my face and the sun on my skin after nearly 5 months without it. But the novelty wore off when I became the object of everyone's interest. So unless they can let me go out when the others are not out there, I'm not sure I think it's worth it. Still trying to stay active in my cell, push-ups, squats, and I'm even using some stacks of legal documents to do some arm curls, building them up in my towel to lift them together. With over 2,000 pages, it's a good weight for the purpose. I am going in cycles of hopefulness and depression. I just want to come home. I want to crawl in a hole and disappear from the world and never come out again at this point. I'm trying to keep my mind occupied, but it's difficult sometimes, and my mind gets to racing. How are you both? How are the pups? How have they started their new food yet? From Chris to Stefan, July 26, 2024, 7:30 p.m. Hey Steph, books ordered and should arrive intermittently. The puppies are now velociraptors. Full mouths, full needle-sharp teeth. Those teeth are being put to use eating solid foods, and they love it. Graduated from the small flying saucer dish to the big one. This weekend, first baths and shaves. Yesterday was a great day. For some reason, I woke up full of energy and went for about 6 hours straight, getting the pen clean, pads washed, and put the potty box in there. Breaking out the tunnel, wobble board, climbing platform, splash pad, and baby slide to get the outside play pen set up. Can't wait to see them playing. Lots of thunderstorms here lately. I don't know if they are having them there. One of the books I ordered for you looked so good. I got a copy for myself too. The prices of these special meals is really high. They should be Wagyu beef burgers for the price. Are they monitoring your blood pressure or just giving you pills without knowing how it's working for you? Anna said when Chris had the interview with the cop, he said, too bad Stephen wasn't smart enough to erase what he had on the phone, and he's an ex-cop. Yeah. I think that if he'd actually told his dad what happened, that his dad would have erased the phone. I really do. Nope. No cheesesteaks for that, Chomo. Philly don't take kind to them. Yep. Underlying message I got from that was the special meals are can make it better. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he does all the time. He asks about the puppy as if he cared, but it's just what his parents want to talk about, and they eat it up so that he can eat himself up and all these fresh fit meals and all this money that they send. Were you able to order any of the Sour Jolly Rancher candies? Lynn, John, and Kazi are coming for a visit next week. That should be a lot of fun. You know how Kazi likes to play, wondering if Olive will recognize him as a sibling. I don't think Stella was born the last time they were here, and Lacey was just a pup and played with Quinn, her litter mate. Having pups of her own here, we thought it'd be better just to have the one outside dog here. With Lynn's celiac disease, she absolutely must travel with at least Kazi. He checks everything she eats. Doorknobs for any kind of gluten. I'm so glad I was able to work with them and with their trainer. I apologize. I thought I was muted. I'm so sorry. Can the police bring up anything that is erased? I'm not sure. I mean, it depends. Like, if you were to use some type of bleach pit, they couldn't. But I don't know that he could get access to bleach pit. How much candy can Maddie eat now, Stefan? Right. Just like Bad Girl said a minute ago, Maddie's the victim here, not Stefan. Learning to identify a pup with the ability to seek gluten for her service dog. Now have 2 gluten detection pups out there working. 2 for PTSD victims, 1 who monitors heart rhythm, 1 of Diesel's puppies, and 1 ESA. I should get off here and hope you get to read this. Love you always, Mom. From Stefan to Chris, 7:44 p.m., July 26, 2024. Hey. So I found it interesting that they train the dogs to be able to detect things like that. I think it's interesting. Don't people know, this is when I watch Allegedly, they always call and interrupt. Yeah, it happens to me too, and I'm like, I'm not answering the phone. Why do his parents keep enabling him? They sound like they have so much on their hands, and they're elderly. Someone make it make sense, please. Because they've done it his whole life, in my opinion. I'm sure you would have got rid of the phone, too. Chris Stern seems creepy, too, in my opinion. I think so. I think he would have got rid of that phone quick, fast, and in a hurry if he'd have known. And then Stefan would just be on for the homicide, which they're trying to pin on Jen. Hey, which book did you order a copy of for yourself, if you don't mind giving away the surprise on that one? Yes, I imagine those meals would not be cheap. Jail and prison is apparently a big business, and the laws getting passed all the time keep the business booming. I've heard that there are quite a few lawmakers and politicians who even have investments in the commissary company. They don't monitor my blood pressure as much anymore. So I saw that his daily sustenance fee has gotten stacked up, okay? Because in Florida, you have to pay like $6 a day for your meals there. But if his parents are going online and ordering directly from the commissary website, then they could still be sending him money. I can say that I believe that they are sending him money, but I can't say my source for that, but rumor has it that he still gets fresh fit meals to this day, once a week in jail. But I can't tell you it. I can't verify that information personally. So right now it's kind of up in the air. If I had to guess, I would say that they're probably not putting money on his account because of the daily sustenance fee, but they're still sending him commissary and his fresh fit meals, and they're doing it by ordering it offline so they don't have to go through the jail system because they have to pay that daily sustenance fee. That's just my opinion that I cannot verify, so. It seemed to have gotten under control and was steadily good. So now I just get the meds and the usual 10 milligrams per day, now 5 milligram pills. I'm sure we got storms here, but I can't always tell it's raining unless the thunder is loud enough. Glad you seem to have some more energy. Sounds like you got a lot done. I wish I could see the pups playing. I will wait for you to write back. Love you. So yeah, I wonder how his parents feel now, a year later as well. Have I gotten his DRs and stuff? I heard somewhere he can't leave his cell unless the entire unit is completely locked down because everybody wants to get him. I want to see reports. Huh. I mean, I wouldn't find it surprising, but I don't know if they would release that. I will try to submit a request for the jail, but I don't know. I don't know if it would have that information in it. More room out than it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I was eating New England clam chowder soup and I burped, so I apologize again. I thought I was muted. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a waste of $6 as far as I'm concerned. From Chris to Stefan, July 26, 2024, 7:55. Breakthrough, huh? I think it's a book a lot like the movie, Day of the Dolphin. That's all I'll say. I hope we'll both like it. I'm sure there's a lot of people involved in keeping the prison system under their control and in their pockets. Sad, even in such a place, there's horrible corruption. Look what they did with our text messages, turned them over to the public. People are just so bored they have nothing better to do than scam them daily for new updates. We refuse to talk to them, so they make stuff up. Some is comical, some you wonder where their minds are, certainly not in a place of light. They are in dark shadows in their minds to even think such things. I feel sorry for them and pray for them to find peace in their own lives and stay out of ours. Yellowstone comes. But then again, you go talk to Hidden True Crime and other people about the situation. Max, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I am so sorry. It's back on TV November 10th. Looking forward to that. If I'd kept the black puppy boy, he'd be named Rip. LOL. I bet there are a lot of Rips and Caseys out there already. Wish I knew where Sailor is and if he's okay. If Jen has him, I hope he's helping her cope. I'm being called for dinner, so I'll sign off. Love you, Mom. From Stefan to Chris, July 26, 2024, 8:06. To answer your question about the sour fruit candy, I have not been able to get that yet. I always try to add a bag to my order just in case it comes through, but no luck so far. Abraham said, Ma'am, they are public record. She needs to learn about the law and go back to church and learn about Jesus. Amen to that. Amen to that. Absolutely, his parents would have covered his disgusting butt. They have his entire life. Yep. Yep. The book sounds interesting. I suppose we will see, and maybe share some notes about it. I wonder about Sailor too. I really hope he's okay. I miss him and hope he is still with Jen. I know he is good at sensing when she needs love, and lavishes her with cuddles and kisses all over her face. I know he misses his other humans, but if he has her, at least she has him. I know he is at least in a good place where he is loved and needed, so I hope he is with her. Yes, some people can't resist sticking their noses into affairs that have nothing to do with them. There are people in this world that just love minding everyone else's business and make themselves feel bigger and more important by doing so. It's sad. Not much to do but shake your head and pity them. What's for dinner tonight? From Chris to Stefan, July 26, 2024 at 8:20 p.m. Hey Steph, it's Dad. I was busy cooking dinner earlier. Dinner was hamburgers and Mexican cornbread postponed from the other night. It's gotten to the point to where we can't eat a burger, so we split one and saved the other for later. For dessert, I made banana pudding. Your mother has been on a banana pudding kick lately. Just sampling the leftover pudding, I can tell I'm not going to be able to eat much. It's too sweet, but we'll see. Neither one of us has had much of an appetite these days. Portions are smaller, and so is the food bill. I have to scale back from the meat purchases. Publix is good about splitting packages. Mom says 5 books should be arriving Monday. Let us know. So their portions are smaller, and so is the food bill, but they're broke supporting Stephen Stearns in jail because they're giving him all their money. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care what they're sacrificing for him. When did this woman ask about the sour candy? Like 3 conversations ago? Did he need commissary all of a sudden that he's bringing it up? Yeah. It's crazy. The number of boy moms in here. Oh. I will mute before I fart. Thank you. Oh, it's the resident, Michelle. The resident is named Max. maybe his parents feel like they need to help him out because no one obviously, and no, because he has no one obviously, and maybe feel guilty for not pushing him more to make his life normal. I agree with that. I think they feel guilty. He cares. Jen is consoled by Sailor. Poor Sailor. He must miss Maddie. Yeah, that bothered me. If and when they arrive. From Stefan to Chris, July 26th, 8:30 p.m., 2024. Hey, banana pudding sounds divine to me. I will keep an eye out for the books. They may not get into my hands for a day or two after delivery, but I will do my best to let you know when they arrive. Well, I suppose that's the good thing about the decreased appetites, the decreased food bill. Myself, I'm not sure a decreased appetite would be an issue for me. I feel like I could demolish an entire large pizza myself and potentially eat the cardboard box too. I have been craving pizza for quite a while and have often thought about the melty cheesy slices of pepperoni pizza, breadsticks, marinara sauce. It's torture to think about, but I can't help it. Thinking of all the foods I miss: steak, chicken, cheesesteaks, pizza, crab legs, or lobster tails, a sack full of White Castles, mom's squash and onion, steamed veggies with lemon juice and butter, sauteed chicken with cayenne pepper. My mouth waters to think of it all. I wish I could cook my favorites as well, and I wish I could experiment with new recipes too and test them out on you both. From Chris to Stefan, July 26, 2024, 8:41 p.m. I didn't reply to the other about the books. We'll see. Two of the ones that are coming are not from an author you know. I hope I didn't screw up and get these two out of sequence, but I think you will enjoy them. I don't think I ever saw a paperback that was $18. I hope they are good. There are 2 or 3 more in the series, but just let me know if you like these first. What do you do for hygiene items? Shampoo, soap, toothpaste. How do you shave? I'm pretty sure you can't have razors, or can you have an electric razor? Or just going to grow the beard until you look like a member of ZZ Top. LOL. Hoping we'll find out more that we don't know about the jail and prison system. Seems like they should put out an information book for families. Love you. Big hugs. Yeah, you're insulting ZZ Top by comparing this piece of crap to him. His mom does need help. His mom does need help, absolutely. Oh, you're okay, Michelle. Well, Stephen, the best we can do is get you the pizza box. Yeah, eat the cardboard. Have fun with that. Stephen didn't lie to the investigators. Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. He absolutely did. You can. It's there. It's like delusional. Only he is responsible for his actions. They should help, but not make it a paradise in there. How else would he pay for his sins, Miss Mother Teresa Stearns? Right, like you can support your child, but you don't have to make it a paradise. And he's not accounting for anything. Again, you can tell by the beginning of every email, he starts it with what they want to hear, the first sentence or two, and then it's immediately to money. I want fresh fit meals. I want money for commissary. I need this. I need that. Like, no, no, absolutely not. Let him suffer a little bit. Stop. From Stefan to Chris, July 26, 2024, 8:58 p.m. Okay, we'll see if the books are good and let you know. I don't know what series you are referring to, so don't know yet if they are out of sequence or not, but we'll certainly let you know. Hygiene items are a mixed thing. I can get soap and toothpaste from the guards, but the toothpaste is not very good. Better to buy that from commissary. I still have my toothbrush that I had ordered. I can get deodorant from the guards, and shampoo is available sometimes, but not always, it seems. So it's Basil did enter the room, so he is here now. Hey, Anna. Good to see you. Yeah, eat the cardboard. Let him eat the cardboard. Maybe the parents should take a look at Stephen Stern's pics. He took a Maddie in him. They need some freaking reality check. Yep. Denial is a river in Egypt. Amen to that. Safer to buy that from commissary too, which I did. Ordered dandruff shampoo. As far as razors go, you can use them under supervision, I believe, but I haven't been shaving. I got my beard trimmed with clippers when I got a haircut, but I'm long overdue for another. I'm going to ask this weekend and hope the barber can come down to see me. My beard is getting out of control at this point, and I'd rather not be chewing on my mustache when the burger arrives, you know? Nail clippers are available to use upon request and returned when you are done. So I try to keep my nails trimmed down as far as possible. Still working on getting a pillow. 5 months of using my shoes for a pillow has been hard on my neck and back. And these 2 bed mats are rough on the knees and hips. You can't lay on one side for too long and have to roll over often, or your hips start to hurt very badly because they sink right through and rest on the hard surface underneath. Now, I've never been into a jail system where they had a pillow. We would have to, what we would do is say that we had sent our blankets to laundry. We'd have to hide them, right? And then we would say we sent our blankets to laundry, and we'd end up with like 2 or 3 of those blankets. And if you fold 2 of those blankets, you can make a pillow. I've never been in a jail where they had a pillow. Like, they didn't give a shit. Like, you don't get pillows in jail. Stop. From Chris to Stephen, July 26, 2024, 9:29. Yep. What kind of lunacy is that? Not even a freaking pillow? It's jail, not Helga's house of pain. Stop. It's jail. There's no pillows in jail. What, you want the baby to have a goose feather pillow? Stop. He needs some Louis Vuitton bathrobe to walk around in. This ain't the freaking, what is that movie with the damn mobsters where they get delivered Italian freaking tomatoes to cook in the jail cell? It's not that. Then again, it's not supposed to be a place most people would want to visit for any length of time. The 2 books out of 4 are by Michael Grumley. Leap and Catalyst, Breakthrough, are on their way. Okay, Breakthrough is number 1. Leap is number 2. Catalyst number 3. I will order that right now so you can get it right. Ripple is 4. Mosaic is 5. And Echo is 6. That is the series. Lacey is yodeling to go outside. They all ate. Puppies ate earlier. I can't even imagine the boredom you are living 24/7. Well, he deserves it. Because if he wanted a pillow, he shouldn't have broke the law in the most horrendous of ways, said Hannah, and I agree. He never showers, let alone cares about his beard. No doubt. Helga's house of pain. Yeah. Leave Helga out of this, man. She ain't got nothing to do with it. Oh, what did you want me to read? What did you want me to read again, Max? Oh, yeah, this is Stephen Stern's jail emails. It's a video that's on my page. I'm not reading it out loud right now. I'm responding to it. And we're almost at the one that really stood out to me. I never would have imagined this scenario with you. It is heartbreaking for us that you put yourself in this situation. I won't chastise you. You are doing that enough yourself. Stay in prayer, read your Bible, and understand that no matter the crime, you can and will be forgiven by God, and only if you ask for forgiveness and repent. I know you are sorry. We are all sorry and appalled that this happened. I know it causes you so much anguish too. Just know we are here for you. No matter what, you are still our child, and I don't care what other people think at this point. They don't really know anything about you except what the liars and blowhards put out in the media and social networks. It is sad and sickening the things they find to be interesting. Gotta go, let them out. Love you always, Mom. Okay, we know what he did, and so do the police. It's been released. I mean, do you want to? I would love to sit down and have a conversation with you about the 3-second game that your son played with Maddie, you know, so that she could watch cartoons or play with his fucking phone like a child does. A child, a 6, 7-year-old asked to play with your phone, and your son used that to manipulate this child. No. Yeah, let's talk about the 3-second game. Can you please come talk to me about the 3-second game so we can talk about what is it that she said? What the blowhards in media, what the liars and blowhards it put out on social media? It's not lies. It's right there in the discovery, in the Freedom of Information Act paperwork. Yeah, people in hell want ice water. My mama used to say that to me all the time. I would say something, ask her something, and she'd say, yeah, when hell freezes over, when they start serving ice water in hell. He needs to go back to jail. He needs to go to the very back of the jail and stay there. He does, Abraham, and that's a good point. When he wants something, he pretends to be so hard on himself to get their sympathy. He does. He does. He manipulates the shit out of them. From Stephen to Chris, July 26, 2024, 9:44 p.m. Yes, inmates do get pillows, but since I started out on Ending My Life Watch and spent months on self-harm observation, there were many things that I didn't get that normal inmates do. So This isn't Goodfellas. Like, you're not going to go to a private cell in the back where they're cutting garlic with a razor blade and they've got the tomatoes to make the fresh Italian chef's kiss sauce. Like, no Goodfellas here. You're not a Goodfella. Stop it. So I have been working on getting all those things. You have to remember, I started here with nothing, no blanket or clothes, only a Velcro smock that did not keep you warm in a cell with a glass front like a fish tank. And had to slowly earn everything bit by bit.
Yep.
Clothes and blanket, shoes, writing materials, books, phones, calls, commissary, even soap to keep in my cell so I can wash my hands
Yep.
after using the restroom or before meals, cup and spoon. All of it had to be gained bit by bit over a period of weeks and months. And now that I am off self-harm, I'm just trying to catch up on the rest of the things I should have. But that is a slow process. You can't nag the guards too much, so I pick and choose what I ask for and when so that I don't hassle them too much. They honestly take a lot of crap from inmates all day, and I don't like to pile it on if I can help it. There are some good employees here, despite the issues I've had with some. Many of them are quite professional, and so I try to avoid giving them a hard time. Anyway, right back soon. I will log off for tonight, I think. The tablet is getting low, and the system will shut down at 10 p.m. as well. I love you both, and I will try to get the tablet again this weekend if I can. Hugs and kisses. Give the pups some pets and love from me too. XOXOXOXOXOXOXO. You know, that is very true, Kim. The Italian, the any mafia, Irish mafia, they might do a lot of things, but they ain't out here hurting no youngins. You know? So, I subscribe to your channel, sweetheart. Someone needs to remind him he's there for a reason. Right. And because his parents aren't. His parents aren't at all. Like, oh, you're effed on the one charge, but not the homicide charge. Yeah, so like accountability. I mean, even if you're going with he didn't commit the homicide, I mean, accountability for the CSAM, a little bit. Can we get just a little bit? Damn. From Chris to Stephen, July 26, 9:50. Sleep well if you can. I'm sure you're right, and there are some caring people in there, decent and good. I'm glad you are getting things back. Every step forward is a good step. I know that time is up for tonight. This weekend is bath and shave for the pups. Fun, LOL, hugs, Mom. From Stephen to Chris, July 26, 2024, 9:58 p.m. Yep, I'll try to sleep as well as I can, but it's rarely a good night's sleep. Anyways, I'm off. I will look forward to the books when they arrive. Don't forget to try to stick to my wish list as well. There are a lot of great books on that list I still want to. Enjoy the big reveal with the pups. I know how exciting that is for you, and I wish I could share that moment. So, stick to the wish list I provided because you're providing books that you find interesting and you want to share that moment of interest with me pertaining to the book that she got for him and then got one for herself because it looked so interesting that she got 2 copies. So her and her son could be reading the same book at the same time. But he's not interested in that. Stick to my wish list. Get what I asked you to get. I don't want what you're reading that you think I might like. Get what I want. It's what I want about me, about everything that I want, my wish list. I don't care what you're watching. Thank you for dropping Max's channel link. I will pin that real quick. If you guys haven't subscribed to Max or the Resident Evil AMC, please do so. Thank you. Okay. I will just live vicariously through your description. Good night and love you both. From Stephen to Chris, July 27th, 2024, 2:11 p.m. Hey, I have the tablet for now. How is your afternoon going? I'm fighting the monotony of the day-to-day here. Rereading through Congo, almost finished. Trying to decide what to reread next. Is today the day the puppies get their wash and clip? I wonder if there's any way to send me a picture of it on here. Is work going well? You said things are improving, so I assume things are going well there. I slept through most of the morning, turned down breakfast just so I could sleep and not have to get up to deal with the tray. Now, if you're really in jail and you're suffering, you're hungry, you ain't missing that tray, even if it is at 4:30 every morning. You're getting up to get that tray. You're going to take a nap throughout the day, but again, he's so well provided for that he doesn't have to get up and get that tray in the morning because he's not that hungry. He don't have to worry about food. while his parents are suffering. There was a reason behind Steppenstern's detailed text messages. He's looking for his mother's sympathy once again. He's going to play on his mother's heartstrings. Yep, Carolina. Your pocket modding. I do that. Sandra, I will share milestones. It's happened twice now in 2 different chats. I've been at the first time I was up at the garden, and then I was listening and the phone was in my pocket, and they said, "Thank you for sharing that," allegedly. And I was like, "What did I share?" And it was a milestone. The second time it happened, I was at Walmart. I was like, goodness gracious. Pocket modding is a real thing. I get worried that I accidentally report people in chats and stuff. Like, I try to close out of the chat now if I'm listening and the phone's in my pocket. From Chris to Stephen, July 27th, 2024, 4:05 p.m. Hey, I just saw this. Sorry about that. I could have responded sooner. I thought I had an alert set up. I just upgraded to the new iOS beta, and I may need to tweak it. Every day is improving, but a long way off from where it needs to be, but I'm quite optimistic it will be back to normal by the end of August. It's been a rough 10 months. Do you have access to pen and paper? Are you allowed notebooks for writing? From Chris to Stephen, July 27, 2024, 9:26 p.m. Why don't you think about books to teach you something? It can be anything. Today was the day for grooming the puppies, but Lynn and John are coming for a visit, and Lynn wants to watch Mom groom them. I don't think you can do photos for obvious reasons. I am starting a new project that involves other people and their help. We had a strategy meeting last week, and I've been assigned with writing a white paper. Makes sense since I'm the only one who suggested that idea. I'm working on that now. Besides that, I am viewing several business YouTube videos and videos about the new OS updates to the various Apple devices. So his dad's talking about AI. Leonard LaRocca, thank you for being here, says when he goes to prison, they will not let him take those books. Nope, they sure won't. He'll have to leave them at the jail, because I remember when girls would go, we'd get their books. Yep, you're absolutely right. I ain't never been to prison. I've been to county. But yeah, they would leave their books and stuff. You're absolutely right. Boy, that jail's going to have an extensive library of books that probably no other inmate's going to want to read. Michelle, thank you for being a member for 6 months. That is so amazing. I really appreciate that support. That is so awesome. And thank you for sharing that milestone with us. You're so sweet. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Wonder what he had his hands on that compelled him to wash. Oh, God. Why'd you do that, Tom? Yuck. Ugh. Southern, thank you for subscribing to Max's channel. Abellis, if you drop his link, I'll pin it at the top. I upgraded to beta for all the devices, so I'm catching up on the new and improved stuff. You can now mirror your iPhone to your desktop, for example. And like everyone else, Apple is developing AI cleverly called Apple Intelligence. LOL. Apple will slowly release or expand AI, but I don't. It's so funny that they named it Apple Intelligence. You got the jokes, Dad. Gee willikers, you're so funny. Don't expect anything major until next year's OS update. One of the most useful updates is Math Tools. Apple finally created a calculator for the iPad. One button allows you to open the Math Notes screen, and you can handwrite out the math problem with the Apple Pencil. Hit the equal key, and it writes out the answer. It's then saved as a note in the Notes app you can review later. The bros are going in for grooming next week. They're way past due. Abby looks like a small bear. I think Mom is attacking her tomorrow. They should yield a first gender when all that hair comes off. Catch up to you soon. Love, Dad. August 1st. Okay, so I just pinned Max's channel at the top, and I dropped the link for Abraham's channel if you guys want to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Joy. 2024, 8:22 p.m. From Stefan to Chris. Hey, I just got the tablet back finally. Got my special meal today. Double Angus burger with tater tots, Sprite, and cookies. It was very good. Thank you for that. Best meal I've had since I came here, that's for sure. It even came with ketchup packets. I haven't seen ketchup in over 5 months. Had a checkup with the doctor again today. Confirmed still losing weight. Down to 169. So taking me off the cardiac diet slowed the weight loss, but it hasn't stopped. They are going to supplement my food intake for the next 7 days and check up on me again. I guess that means they are going to include an additional snack bag with my meals that usually consist of some type of sandwich and some cookies, I think. They're also going to give me some type of carnation shake as well. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I received a bunch of books: The Andromeda String, Rising Sun, Micro, Ready Player 2, Breakthrough, Leap, Catalyst, and Ripple all arrived. I have already finished reading through Ready Player 2 since it arrived on Tuesday and I wanted to jump straight into it. I also got a notification. Yeah, to be clear, I pinned Max or the Resident Evil link at the top, and then in chat, I dropped the link to Abraham's channel. So Abraham's channel is in the chat box, and then Max's channel, Abella's dropped in the chat, and I pinned it at the top. So Abraham's link is in chat where I dropped the link, and then Max's channel is the link Abella's dropped and the one that's pinned at the top right now. That some type of hardcover book also came and was returned to sender. The handwriting was terrible, so I couldn't make out the title they listed for it, and I don't know what it was. Maybe you could find out. Got to be careful about that. How are things on your end? Anything new? Write back, and I'll be checking the tablet while I have it. From Chris to Stephen, August 1st, 2024, 9:16 p.m. Hey, good to hear from you. You've been absent a while. Seems as though there is no consistency to the availability of the tablet. Glad you enjoyed the meal. What would you like next week? There's only one delivery a week. Pizza and burger or what? Everything the same? Work, puppies, and living life. Curious, has the woman stopped trying to connect with you? She seems persistent. Here's Mom. Hi there. Glad to hear from you and happy to hear that the meal was good. For the price I expected Wagyu beef. I guess Angus is better than grade. Josh said your Facebook page is still up and running. Give one of your attorneys the sign-in password so we can take it down. Can't tell us on the phone or on here on the pad. Everyone and their uncle apparently is just dying to devour every morsel of malicious lies that are being floated by the YouTube trolls looking for a clickbait and monetary reward. Sad people with no job sitting in front of their computers playing at being cops. Disgusting. It's hard not to reply to them, but that would just let them gloat. They are just ticks on society. Enough of that. The hardback book must have been an... But you're dropping emails and letting somebody get paid off of that, in my opinion. Okay. Thank you, guys. That's my personal profile, but the details are in the link. Okay, well, we subscribe to your personal profile, and then the details are in the link. Okay. Sixth bet, his parents don't know that he has to leave those books, so they're actually helping the jail out with reading material. Yep, exactly, exactly. Tom said, whoa, what? Weekly, what, seriously? Nothing right about it. Yep. So he's just got them to where they now feel like they have to buy these meals weekly. And notice he's already said that some people have like 2 or 3 meals that are delivered every week. Yep. Amazon mistake. I checked the orders and all were indicated as paperback. I'm reading Beneath now and enjoying it. I think you will too. Reality and sci-fi in one book. We still pray for you and we love you and support you regardless. We are not naive though, and you've done some horrible things, Stefan. Things I never in a million years would think my child would be capable of, and that's a hard pill to swallow. I want to look in your eyes and ask you why and actually get the truth. I'm sure that won't happen. Again, no shielding others. Take care of yourself first and foremost. I will say it's pretty disgusting that all of this stuff is being dumped out on the YouTube wannabes. How can they get a decent jury pool for your trial? They have got this viral all over the country and the UK, maybe more. Why? It escapes me why people who have no skin in the game feel a need to make themselves a part of it. They have to be some kind of sick, twisted people with no other joy in their lives. It's sad, really, but also aggravating because the truth is nowhere in any of those posts. See, this is why I get irritated, because you're talking and sharing personal private emails online and yet talking all this shit. Thank you, Abellis, for dropping his link. Yeah, her son is a tick on society, exactly. They can say anything and think that they are shielded because they give a disclaimer at the beginning that those are their thoughts and feelings about things, along with their psycho-devoted followers of the truth. What a joke. Well, enough. Again, more time goes by. The pups are at the fun stage. People are already coming to meet their babies before pickup. It is great meeting people you've been talking to for, in some instances, several years without meeting face to face. They really are exceptional and adorable. Not a beta in the bunch. All alpha, but brave, friendly, engaging, smart, just everything you pray they will be, especially when placing service dog prospects, as you know. Although I know they aggravated you when they were sounding off with the rabbits in the front of or someone at the door, but under it all, I know you love them all. I know you really loved playing with the pups. I do wish you were here for this. Their playpen is set up on the Lonnie and goes almost end to end. There are fans above, level ground, and safety from aerial predators. I'm putting in the equipment tomorrow. Tunnel, splash pad, climbing platform, wobble board, plastic pit balls, all the fun stuff. I guess I can print pictures and send them via mail, but check that please. From Stefan to Chris, August 1st, 2024, 9:57 p.m. Hey, good to hear from you both too. I've been asking for the tablet for 5 days, but only finally got it today. Yeah, no consistency, but it is what it is. If you want to get me another meal, the pizza calzone combo sounded good, or the cheesesteak and wing combo sounded good. Or my throat did hurt after this. I had to do it. It took me 2 days to do this, and I was doing lives. It took me all day yesterday to edit it. It really is, but she isn't sick and appalled enough to stop rewarding him for his deplorable behavior. Yeah, weekly, I might add. Or the buffalo chicken sandwich. Honestly, it all sounded pretty good, but those three are the top of the list to me. The commissary account could use some topping off too, if possible. Thank you, Hio. Did you drop your link? 24 subs from 1,000, graciously posting my channel shamefully. No, you need to do that. I'm sorry I didn't drop yours. I dropped yours at the beginning when we did the videos, but I appreciate you dropping yours again. Yeah, if y'all got links or whatever, let me know and I'll drop them. Thank you, Hio Sandra. Chris Stearns being an ex-cop, he should know what can go public. Yep. Make sure to sell all those pups so you can feed that loser. Okay. All right, good. I finally got a bag of the sour fruit balls candy, and it's not as good as I'd hoped. The root beer and butterscotch candies are better in my opinion, but I'm wondering if other out-of-stock items might finally be available too. I guess I'll find out soon. But I want to get some more mackerel and hot peanuts. Of course, coffee. I always order more when I can to make sure I don't run out anytime soon. But I will see from the sardines in hot tomato sauce will arrive as well, since I've been curious to try them. And maybe get some Hawaiian Punch drink mix while I'm at it too. So I will try to mouse the commissary kiosk this week if you toss some funds there for me. I wish I was there for the pups as well. Yes, they were aggravating for a long time with the barking, but honestly, something finally clicked back in 2022 for me. And okay, this is the important thing for me. This was telling for me, and I'm going to tell you my speculation. As soon as he gets done talking about this, I'm going to back it up just a little bit so we can hear the whole context of what I found really interesting. So we're at 128.48. Okay, that should be good. And yeah, all you got to do is not sexually assault children. You know, it's not real hard. Like, stop. Okay, so I heard this part and it really stood out to me. I'm going to play it for you guys. A kiosk this week. If you toss some funds there for me. I wish I was there for the pups as well. Yes, they were aggravating for a long time with the barking, but honestly, something finally clicked back in 2022 for me, and I stopped being so easily aggravated and suddenly gained an immense reservoir of patience. Traffic stopped bothering me. Everything just stopped bothering me finally. And conversely, Jen became the angry and irritable one who raged at traffic and snapped at everyone all the time. So when I moved back in with you most recently, none of that stuff seemed to really bother me anymore like it used to. This change seemed to coincide with the start of my new job back then. I don't know, a switch got flipped, and I was happier again. I'm reading through the Okay, so he said that in 2022, something changed. He got more patience, but at the same time, Jen seemed to get more irritable. Now, I'm just speculating, okay? But I think that's when Jen found out about what was going on with Madeline. I think what happened was Jen found out, or Jen caught them in some way, shape, or form, and he was actually relieved in that moment because he's not running around trying to hide it and scared to death about getting caught every time he abuses Madeline, which he should have been. But I think that he got caught in 2022. I think that's why they broke up. I think that's why she made him leave. And then I think that she was more irritable and more upset because she's jealous of Maddie. She's hurt by Stefan. She is condoning the relationship for whatever reason. And she's more stressed out because now she's basically taking the weight of what he's doing to her child and trying to hide it for him and for them, probably, as she thought. I think that she found out that she, for whatever reason, thought it was okay in some kind of warped sense of reality. And I think that he got a big burden lifted off his shoulders because he felt like that it wasn't necessary to hide it in the house anymore because Jen knew, and he manipulated her into accepting it. She wanted him to move back in, right? That's my speculation about that. And then he's working at Disney too. Evidently, he really loved that job at Disney, but I really think that that's what that is. I think 2022 is when Jen Soto found out. She gets more angry because she's dealing with all of that. He gets more patient because he's not so stressed out about having to find it, having to keep it hidden. When he went home and got that license, but it didn't work out. Yeah. Jen allowed it just to keep Stephen Stearns around, I think. I do. I agree. I agree. I think that's exactly what that is. But, he's not going to admit to that. But that really, really stood out for me. Because the way he says, something finally clicked back in 2022. I stopped being so easily aggravated and suddenly gained an immense reservoir of patience. Traffic stopped bothering me. Everything just stopped bothering me finally. And conveniently, Jen became the angry, irritable one who raged at traffic and snapped at everyone all the time. I mean, it makes sense to me that that's when she found out she caught them or something, and he's relieved because he doesn't have to hide it. And again, Jen is more upset because now she's stressed about somebody finding out and jealous of Maddie and their relationship and all of that. Disney, he gets to see what he wants. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I think it makes sense too. It is just a speculation, obviously. I don't know. I was not there. I did not see. If I had been there and I had seen, Stefan probably wouldn't be alive. But he loved that job because it gave him access to young girls. I think so, too. He's awful telling police last year that he's got away from his parents' home because he couldn't stand the poodles barking. Yep. But here he talks about the poodles all day, every day because he knows that that's what makes his parents happy. He keeps them happy to get the money. My speculation will always be there was a very dark family secret between the three. I will never fall on Maddie, but there's definitely something that we are all missing that's very important. Yeah, I'll never blame Maddie either. But I think that's what happened. He had everything right there in Jen's home. Maddie, access to their meds, free room and board. Exactly. Yep. I don't believe a word that comes out of his mouth, said Tom. Jeannie said in 2022, didn't they stop having relations too? I believe so. They said it. She said it had been a year. Yeah. Yep. 2022 is when they stopped having relations. Yep. You're right. Absolutely right, Jenny. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he got a job working around kids all day. Yep. I think if he had any more victims, they would have come out by now, but it's a good question. Jen absolutely blamed Maddie, in my opinion. And it wasn't her fault. Even if she asked for it to continue, she was manipulated. And it's easy to see how he can manipulate. I mean, if he can manipulate the shit out of his parents, he can damn sure manipulate an innocent child, in my opinion. I'm at a strain now, but when I finish that, I will jump into Breakthrough and catch up with Mom. Yes, that woman stopped trying to connect. I accepted after like the 5th attempt she made just to see if she would message me with whatever her purpose was. But she sent the message COD, which meant I would have to pay on my end to see it. So I said, screw that, and declined to pay for it, deleted it, and then disconnected from her. If she wasn't willing to even pay for her own message, I wasn't going to be willing to read it. There was no way I was going to use credits my family paid for to let some stranger message me for some unknown purpose. She hasn't tried to reconnect again. Some other people have tried to connect though, but I've so far declined them since I assume it will be more of the same. Pretty much all female names that are trying to connect strangely. I can't imagine what these people could want to say to me that I would care to read anyway. So whatever. I have felt like I'm spiraling a bit this week. I can't begin to describe how badly I want to leave this place. I'm sick of it. I'm missing so much of the world right now and what's going on out there. I miss my family. I miss my freedom. I miss everything. I'm getting quite anxious, and the negative energy in this place has started to affect me. I hope... my. I'm getting anxious. I'm getting nervous. I'll hear back from you soon. I love you both very much. I will try to get the tablet back when I can. Right back as soon as possible. From Chris to Stefan, August 1st, 2024 at 10:18 p.m. So this is the last message this is the last email. There was a soft drink shown with the meal as part of it. Did you get it? Dad will transfer some funds to your commissary soon. I hate that your life has turned out that way. Remember that old saying, a single event on a single day of a single week will affect you for the rest of your life. That is what this is. The first bad decision leading to the first event doesn't wipe out the good you've done for people, doesn't change the person you are capable of being, but honestly, this is a long road that you are traveling on. We will be here to support you in any way we can, but you still have to walk the road and hope God is walking next to you. Don't blow smoke and tell me you are praying or that you ask for forgiveness if you haven't. It is between you and God, and I truly want him in your corner. Placing the calzone meal order for next Thursday. I hope it is as good as you expect, and I'm really sorry the sour candies didn't reach expectations. Do they have straight mints or cinnamon candies? You and your sweet tooth. Brushing those pearly whites, I hope. Not a great dental plan where you are. I'm glad they are going to supplement your nutrition. You are dangerously thin for your height and build. Keep working on your physical and mental health. Enjoy the books. A new Crichton book will roll out in November. I've pre-ordered it for you, about Egypt and the tombs. Sounds good. Dad just transferred some money into the commissary account. More to come later in the week. Again, much love. Hugs from afar, and know we are still your family. Love, Mom. All I need is Jesus said, when did Jen make the statement that Maddie isn't sleeping with her anymore because she can't risk it? I don't know. I think it was relative. I don't think it was long before she went missing. It might have been 2022. I'll have to find it. I'll have to find that. I might make a video on that. I don't know. I might make a video on what I found on that so far. Her mom knew and would deny it because she didn't care. The world doesn't miss you. Absolutely doesn't. It is possible he threatened her or she was scared. I honestly don't think he had to. I think he had groomed and manipulated her to where she thought that they were in some type of relationship. I really do. Let me check real quick. Okay, it's just talking about how the search for Travis Decker is slowing down. Yeah, I'll read it and see if I can put it out in a video, because it is 5 o'clock. I am going to have to go. Ma'am got done, turned the corner. Right from Jesus to his food. Yep. Enjoy the books while you can. Yep. He's flabby. Losing weight isn't bad. The books keep him from thinking about his life and face the consequences he is facing. Yep. It wasn't long before, was it, Kathleen? I skimmed through this, and I don't know what it is. It's from the Florida. It's from Tawana Beckley and currently employed with Osceola Corrections. This is a business record certification. I forgot to put my overlay up. The attached records were made near the time of occurrence, so I guess it's the books. There's something in here that I saw from Amazon. Michael Crichton breakthrough. After I made the video, and I wanted to look at it with you guys real quick. Hold on. Yeah, these are just his books that have been ordered. Quite a few. Card games for travelers. He ain't traveling nowhere. The Hobbit, J.R. Tolkien. I mean, to be fair, this was kind of thrown on them. That is their son. They supported him well off until adulthood, and so they're going to continue to support him. That right there. Okay. This is some kind of witness thing. Let's see what it says. It says, you are hereby directed to appear before Andrew Baines, State Attorney of the Ninth Judicial Circuit Court of Florida. If you appear on behalf of the state, you are entitled to be reimbursed $5 a day per diem plus mileage. You must bring the subpoena to the reception desk of the state attorney in Kissimmee, Florida for later reimbursement. You are directed to bring with you text messages sent and received by mail, received by Stephen Stearns, inmate number, made between July 2nd and August 2nd. All responses need the signature of the custodian of records attesting to the authenticity of the documents. The subpoena is issued pursuant to the state of Florida. A response is due within 20 business days of receipt of the subpoena unless longer time period stated within. So they are subpoenaing. So that tells you right there that these messages are going to be used in court. Hey, Holly. I'm glad you were able to drop in real quick before we unfortunately have to go. So that subpoena tells us that they're definitely going to be using these messages in court. So by her hollering, why isn't Jen arrested, Mr. State Attorney? She might have made it to where now they're going to use all of those messages in court, because I don't know what is evident in that message other than what I'm speculating by reading that one email that could be used in court, what they might need to prove. And it very well could be that last one talking about something flipped in 2022. They might have caught on to the same thing I caught on to, or that I speculate. But that tells me definitely that these are going to be used in court. And I find that really interesting. I'm assuming they're subpoenaing his parents for that. So, and maybe to show the relationship between him and his parents. But his mama might have messed up really bad talking about why isn't Jen arrested, Mr. State Attorney? Please, Deb, don't include God as much as you want your son to repent. He's not sorry about everything he did. He's just sorry he got caught. Amen to that. He will be doing a lot of meandering through his 6x10 cell. He don't need that because he ain't traveling nowhere, not even to the bathroom, because we know he don't shower. Oh, well, thank you, Holly. Hope he gets lost. Well, they use whatever is relevant from these communications. If Jen is not being charged, then these communications are not relevant. That's true. So maybe she is. I don't know. I don't know, but I suppose we'll see. I'm going to go for the day so that I can cook dinner. I want to thank you all so very much for being here, hanging out, listening to these emails with me, sharing your thoughts, opinions, and speculations. I really enjoyed our time today. I felt like we all had good conversations. And, yeah, I hope to see y'all tomorrow. I hope y'all have a good, safe night. Thank you again for being here, for talking, for hanging out, for lurking, for hitting the thumbs up, for all the support. I love y'all so much, and I really enjoy our time together every single day. If you guys don't know, you are important, you are enough, you are special, and you are loved. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.